Those cravens backstab me, deceive me. Never shall I tolerate their crimes again. Now let the hunt begin. Yeah. 7,000 souls scared and daunted, such a tale of woe. Not too long ago, this village was a golden scene of hope. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our glory to live forever. Yeah, bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer. Yeah. I am the light bringer. Now listen, fellow warriors, I ask you, should my campaign come to an end? There's way more to avenge. Whoa! 50 million souls living in this realm without much hope. Not too long ago, this kingdom was a golden state of hope. Yeah! Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our glory to live forever. Yeah, bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer. Call down the reckoning, bring back hope and peace, restore our glory to live forever. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our glory to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer.
feeling a little bit of an advantage here. He wants to make sure that they can get the vision, and the hook lands.
It does. It's going to go on the tilt. He's in a lot of trouble. Can he get it? He's going to flash. He's fine for now. We're going to see the calling come out for switching, but it's not going to matter. He dashes out. We do see that Dorjan gets hurt. Loki does see a lot of trouble. Tilted did fall at the end, but the ultimate came out, and it looks like Harry X is going to get himself a kill. No, Loki doesn't actually survive.
Fruition. And now he's going in.
Here's the flash. He gets his heart down. Nurse is going to try to use any kind of barrier that she can get, but it's not going to be enough. The Justified does knock up Hero, and they're looking for the fight here. Nurse trying to get out. There's Stone Gates would use flash from Hero, but they're going to get one. They're going to look for the other. There's the chilling smite. Hero's going to get down. Double kill going over to Loki Dosi.
Bit of extra vision.
Ultimate. Going to use. Yeah, it's going to hit on AK, but he's going to be fine. Use the quickness and the granite. Just get the 3-man charm so far. Mango getting super low, but it doesn't look like any more fights going to have. Toad's going in. Drops trying to get the buff on himself, but he's going to snare up Indigo, but does not matter. The Impale's going to be cleansed away. And now the fight's going to go in. That's going to be 1 kill going over to the side of Cetra. That's 3 kills on the side of Cetra. No one's going to go down. They're trying to make something happen. Doesn't matter. It's going to be a clean ace for Cetra.
And essentially how they're playing this.
They're going in, looking for the fight. There's the Vanguard's dead. They're trying to kill. Oh no, but they're not able to get him. The taunt comes out. Sundillian's going to flash forward. He does freeze him up. He's going to use the Zoe as the heroic entrance is there. You see this Jay pop their heart. He might be able to be taken down. Finally, he is. This might be the fight they want. Moody's in there. He uses the Cloud Gem. There's the stopwatch being used. Frieden's going to fall. Oh no, looks to be the next target. Meanwhile, we got Cerberus trying to push. He's doing what Tanzoni did last game. Hello and good evening, everybody. I'm back! I will be your host tonight, as always. You can just call me Gaiken. Joining me is going to be Zonite. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad you're back, and I'm ready for this series.
Definitely. This is Recon's chance to be the undisputed not champions, but the undisputed leaders of the Nightfall series. Fruition Premier losing the series yesterday. Lakeside Gaming, not somebody we thought would be the ones to take them down. But we'll have to see how it goes tonight. Cetra Gaming will be taking on Recon 5, so we'll see if Cetra has what it takes to bring in the big upset. Because I definitely know last night was. But we're going to be getting into this fairly soon, into the pick ban phase. What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on Cetra being able to take down Recon 5? Because today, this just might be the week of upsets.
You know, Cetra's chances at the very moment are pretty slim. But like you just said, we saw last night, Lakeside Gaming was able to pull off the 2-1 victory over Fruition Premier. Something that not a lot of us expected right away. We definitely expected Fruition to go 2-1 in LSG to bring up a fight. But like we had with the meme yesterday, they brought themselves as Oceanside yesterday, able to pick themselves up to victory. So there is a chance Cetra can bring their A game today and Recon 5 could be taken down. But, you know, with the way this is looking, how Recon 5 has been playing, they're looking pretty strong, and you never know, but I'm going to have to go with Recon 5.
Definitely. I think Recon 5, one of my personal favorite teams. I've watched a lot. I watched them play many different leagues. You know, I have developed sort of a small friendship with Tanzo and the rest of Recon 5 as well. And overall, they look strong as ever. They've always looked really good, and I think they're gonna be able to take this. If not a 2-0, a 2-1 for sure. It doesn't seem like Cetra has a strong chance of beating them. But I mean, this entire week it's just been nothing but upsets. At least for me, I was upset. My kids were sick both days. We had the upset yesterday of Fruition Premier being taken down by Oceanside Gaming in the 2-1. Who knows? This could be the week of upsets.
Yeah, and we're getting into the custom match right now, but both teams trying to set themselves up on either side. Gaiken, what are your thoughts on Recon 5's top laner? You have, I believe Cetra's is Toads versus Tanzo. Unless I could be wrong on Cetra's top laner. But what are your thoughts on the top lane matchup?
Toads and Tonzo. The last time we saw Toads, he played fairly well. But I think Tonzo will be able to outclass him if they allow him to have that type of champion. Not necessarily like the Urgot, but if they allow the Aurelia, the Aatrox to be available, I believe Tonzo should be able to outclass him. Hopefully they just put it to the wayside and don't ban the Riven and let us, actually see that pick. And then that would definitely be a fun time. But if we take a look right now, it looks like we have quite a bit of subs for Recon 5. Titan's going to be coming in for the jungle. Well, I guess not quite a bit, but just Titan's coming in for the jungle. We're going to see Paradox Scream in the bot lane as always. Syndillion is back this time around. So, things should be looking good. Now we're getting the word if looks like Cetra does need a pro draft. We're in for a long one. Discorded me. Man.
All right. Well, while will they get that set up? The couple members are still making their way into the custom match and gonna be setting up the pro draft at this very moment. Gaikin, what are your thoughts on the possible picks that we could see from Cetra and Recon 5? Because yesterday we saw a couple of picks like the Ahri in the mid lane that did very well on Tilted. And then there was other picks like Ashe on Yuki Bunny that was just completely dominant. Do you think we're going to see that more with Paradox and Indigo maybe? Or what are your thoughts going in the pick and ban?
I feel like it's just going to be the same picks as always. I mean, it's going to be the same type of stuff going to be picked and banned away. You're going to have the Riven's going to be banned away from Tonzo. I imagine the Ahri is going to be picked up by Syndillion or banned away. You're going to see... Excuse me. The Urgots, the Aatrox. I feel like it's just all going to be typical meta things that come out. Moody's not in this match, so we're not going to see the Nidalee being banned or picked up. Unless these guys have been practicing something we're not aware of, which would be a lot of fun. I was watching the European Masters playoffs, and I saw Nautilus mid, which was pretty cool. And I just saw some of these different little pickups, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. So I don't really think we're gonna expect anything too unusual. How about that?
All right.
Unfortunately.
I feel like we're going to get a couple of bans definitely focused towards Hecarim. Hecarim has been pretty dominant in the top and jungle. Something else that we possibly will see banned out is the Rek'Sai. It seems like a fair amount of junglers this patch are very, very strong. I don't believe any junglers this patch got nerfed. So, if anything, I think one or two junglers got buffed, like Master Yi, and there was a couple others that just stayed the same, but they may have had a little changes to them that didn't really make a big difference. So I definitely will see, or definitely think that we'll see more jungle-focused bans throughout the Champions League until the next patch comes out, and maybe more focused bans around that mid lane here, especially with Kessler and Syndillion going up against each other.
Yeah, so with this new patch, what are some key focal points of it? What were some of the biggest things that you think players would have noticed or should have noted?
One thing that I think players should note is that, and also teams should note, is that if they want to take the Aurelia, because of how Renekton was buffed this patch, I feel like it's going to be a lot harder for you to try to pick that Aurelia if you don't ban out the Renekton. There is a couple other champs like Aatrox who can do well against the Aurelia, but with the buffs from Renekton, it makes it more difficult for Aurelia to go top lane. You can still make her go mid. Dax proved that in the first series of yesterday evening. But I feel like that's definitely a priority if you want to focus on a Aurelia pick. Something else that we could see up in the top lane is the Fiora. Fiora did get a little bit of a buff to her E and her W, something that is going to be helping her out a little bit in the early stages of the game and allow her to be more consistent. But at the same time, also have to think about the fact that Thorn or Bramble Vest that builds into Thornmail did get buffed itself, which can be a pretty big counter to Fiora. So you would have to choose Fiora later in the draft rather than early on, because the enemy team could just pick up a tank, put a Bramble Vest on him, and it allows for the tank to not have to worry about Fiora whatsoever. Some other things that I do want to take a look at for this patch. Nautilus, we've seen it many times before. You even stated it that Nautilus was played in the mid lane, I believe. The passive was the root duration was increased, and then the damage on his Q was increased. Definitely something that will give him more of a strength on his own in a side lane rather than just as a support. So we've seen a little bit of the AP Nautilus mid, but we've also seen him top lane. It didn't go very well for, I believe LSG is the one who tried to use that in game 2 up in the top lane. Or in the first series, excuse me, but between Schism and Impulse. Didn't work out the greatest like they wanted it to, but there may be a chance for one of these teams to be able to pull it off here.
AP Nautilus. Never thought I'd hear those words come out of someone's mouth. Sounds interesting. It's like playing old AP Zac, AP Tristana, AP Misfortune. Some of those good hybrid characters. I kind of wish they never took those away. Those were fun. Those were fun. But yeah. It looks like we're almost ready to go. Taking a minute to get into this. I'm definitely pumped. I'm tired, but I'm pumped. I got 5 hours of sleep. No. Woo. Yeah, roughly 5.5 hours. Well, I went to sleep at like 5:30 this morning. I just could not sleep. And then I started playing. I played some League. I played some top lane, I should say. I was going to switch my main to top lane. Then I played it again today. Junglers don't know how to gank when there is definitely an advantage to it. So I decided to go back to the bot lane, played Varus, and I showed the world why I'm the best Varus yet again. But I just couldn't sleep last night, and then I ended up playing Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, and that was like a 2-hour affair. So I was like, oh my god, it's 5 o'clock, I need to go to bed. And I still wasn't tired, but I forced myself to go to bed. And then just like clockwork, I woke up once at like 8, and then I woke up at like 11:30, and I was up for the day. So I've been up since.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you didn't get much sleep there, but hey, at least you got a little bit of adrenaline in yourself and you're ready to go for this series. One thing I also want to note for the junglers in this patch is that Sejuani has been buffed this patch. Her W damage has been increased, something that allows her to scale through the game, so that not only in the early game does she do a fair amount of damage, but in the late game she also can duke it out with some of the enemies. Sejuani's W, the first cast, was moved from 1.5% to 2%, and then on the second cast, it went from 4.5% to 6%. So definitely something to keep an eye out for in this pick and ban phase.
Interesting. Sejuani getting buffed yet again. Oh, the pick and bans have started, but my computer is not cooperating. There we go. Bam! You see it now on your screen. Cetra Gaming, they're going to stall for the Ribbon ban and the Taric ban, so we're not going to see any more Taric Sona. Thankfully, I'm tired of that. Doesn't work out, it seems like. And, well, it doesn't. And they're going to finish off with the Zoe ban. But on the side of Recon 5, we're going to see the Urgot, Lucian, and Sejuani being taken away.
Definitely strong bans from both sides. Riven being the focus from Tanzo. Taric, Sona, definitely a strong force in the bot lane if you know how to play it correctly. Zoe in the mid lane taking that away. And Cetra's going to grab Morgana right away. I'm a little surprised that they decided to ban out Zoe while also picking up Morgana as well. Morgana can be flexed into the mid lane or into the support role. If they don't feel too comfortable with Zoe in the mid lane, that definitely is something. But, you know, Recon 5 freely being able to grab Hecarim for themselves is definitely a worry for Cetra.
Yeah, Hecarim's been so strong. It's so frustrating trying to deal with him. Like you said, he can be flexed into the jungle or the top lane. He has, I would say, equal success all around. I think it's scary when he's in the jungle, though, because you don't know when this big, fast pony's going to be running at you for a nice lane gank. And Recon 5 going to go with the Nami as their support. Morgana can't be flexed to the mid lane, so it's kind of questionable what they're doing with that, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of soft supports like that in my, but I'm an aggressive player, so there's that.
Yeah, Nami can do pretty well up against the Morgana down in the bot lane. Corki's going to be grabbed for Cetra Gaming in the mid lane here. With that Nami pick being grabbed, I do have to agree with you. It's a little surprising that they decided to go with the support this early on. But I can also see that Recon 5, they want to make sure that they don't give away any picks from their jungle, mid, or AD carry role so that Cetra has a chance to counter it. Because Morgana was already grabbed for Cetra Gaming, they can technically think that she's going to go as the support because, to be honest, there's about 75% chance that she's going in that support role, so they grab Nami for themselves. Sivir's going to be the AD carry for Cetra Gaming, and now Recon 5 do have an opportunity just to grab themselves the ADC and wait it out for the possible mid and jungle picks.
What? Mid's been picked. Cetra picked Corki.
I'm talking about Recon 5.
Well, they got... Oh, I guess Hecarim could be... Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm confused. I'm not confused, but I just kind of interpreted that wrong. They're going to go with the Jinx. I like the Jinx pick, but that bot lane is going to be so hard for Recon 5 to gank. You got double shields coming out from the Sivir and the Morgana. It's going to be hard to land any sort of CC on that. But the Jinx, I really like the Jinx. I think Jinx is a really, really strong AD carry right now. I think a lot of these older AD carries... I wouldn't say older, but a lot of the ones that weren't really as relevant for a while, Jinx, the Xayah, Tristana, and everything, because the Infinity Edge was garbage, I should say. Infinity Edge was garbage before they changed it back to normal. Annie gonna be banned away. That's Target. That's definitely Target. Or a mess up. So it looks like Recon 5 lost a ban, and they're just banning the Annie for quickness to get through it. So Annie is a lost ban. It is, don't worry about it. Think of it as a blank. They're just trying to get through the pick ban phase quicker, which I like. I definitely like that.
Yeah, now Cetra Gaming has really targeted down the mid lane for Sundelian, Orianna, Lissandra being taken away, not allowing them to grab that for himself. Ari LeBlanc still something else that could be grabbed in the mid lane here. Talia, definitely something that's more of a comfort pick. Talia, you've seen a little bit more often recently, being that she's really good at getting around the map and getting early roams. Talia also does very well up against a Corki in the early stages of the game before Corki gets to his power spike, which is that Triforce. So Recon 5, definitely a wise pick for them to grab that. Now Cetra Gaming has about 8 seconds left to decide what they want to grab for their top and jungle here. Jungle, they did get the Rek'Sai taken away, and now the top lane is going to be Scion. Toads is going to go head-to-head with, I believe, the Hecarim, but there is a chance that Recon 5 puts that Hecarim in the jungle on Titan, and Tanzo gets the last pick of the game and possibly could go for a comfort pick.
Yeah, I mean, Recon 5 have a lot of flex. I mean, they could throw Hecarim in the top lane, Talia in the jungle even, and they could just save their mid lane to more or less... Woo! Lee Sin's gonna come out to play! This should be fun. We'll see if we get some really elite Sin picks. But Recon 5, they have a lot of flex still between the mid, top, and jungle. And I like it. I mean, we probably know that Hecarim is going to go to the jungle with Talia in the mid lane. But there's that possibility. There's those mind games that you're able to play because you just don't know what's going to happen. And there's an Aatrox. So Aatrox into the top lane for Tanzo. More than likely, we're going to see that Talia in the mid. And then that Hecarim is going to be played in the jungle by Titan.
Yeah, and there you go. That's the comfort pick from Tanzo there. Tanzo grabbing the Aatrox for himself up in the top lane. Scion is going to be a little bit of a difficult champ to burn through later in the game, but early on, Aatrox with the common will be able to deal a lot of damage to Scion and hopefully be able to push him out of the lane. And with Scion early on, definitely a easy gank for Hecarim, so you may see a lot of pressure on the top side of the map. But at the same time, because Recon 5 grabbed that Hecarim, one of the good champions for Cetra Gaming to grab in the jungle is that Lee Sin. Lee Sin does really well against a Hecarim. I haven't seen it very often lately, but I am interested in seeing how it plays out now with the Hecarim buffs that we have in play at this very moment. But beforehand, Lee Sin definitely a strong pick up against that Hecarim.
Lee Sin strong into Hecarim, you say?
Yeah, Lee Sin strong into Hecarim.
I guess early on he would be, right? I mean, the later the game goes, I think the Hecarim definitely takes control of it. Yeah, that makes sense, because Lee Sin could definitely duel him early on. Hecarim doesn't really have a whole lot of early game damage, or at least early game burst, like at least level 2, level 3 Lee Sin would. But the top lane is going to be definitely in favor for Recon 5. Tanzo, like you said, has his comfort pick on the Aatrox. Going to be able to push out the Scion fairly easily and actually get some really good trades off. The one lane I'm going to be more curious to watch is, or I guess the two lanes, is going to be mid and bot. We'll have to see how bot lane goes for Recon 5, because that Jinx is, once the Jinx is able to get the Infinity Edge and that Runon's Hurricane, this one becomes a huge powerhouse in team fights and clearing the waves. And if she falls behind, it's really troublesome for Jinx to get caught back up and be relevant in the rest of the game. So it's going to be really curious on how that goes. I mean, this Morgana can land the bindings very well. We've seen, how many Morganas have we seen that just take over the game and just make it a living hell for the enemy team?
We've seen it a fair amount of times. Definitely, if you watch the Fruition matches, they are very comfortable on grabbing the Morgana for themselves, both in the mid lane on Tilted and in the support role for Phoenix main. Has been dominant in both ways. We saw it on Tilted, did a lot of damage, and with the 45% cooldown reduction, was able to just to spam the binds. And then also down in the bot lane, Phoenix main, who does not miss, was able to just grab kill after kill for his AD carry, Loki Dosi. So I'm hoping Mango can do the same thing here. That you do have the Sivir with him is definitely a strong grab in the AD carry role. Can keep up with the Jinx, but I will have to agree and say the Jinx does, in my opinion, outscale a Sivir, even though they both can do well in the late game. But when it really comes down to the damage that is going to be output, I think the Jinx is in favor of this one.
Oh yeah, especially if she gets excited. She has that big move speed burst, so she's able to run down fleeing opponents. And you'll know, Toads, the K-Man, and maybe Mango, depending on how the fight is going or how the initiation of the fight starts. You know they're going to be grouped up for the most part, so she'll be able to get some really good rockets off if she decides to go that route instead of using the machine gun in fights. So I do agree, Paradox on this Jinx should definitely outscale Indigo on the Sivir. Both would be considered, I guess. Man, I guess is Sivir a hyper carry? Is she considered a hyper carry?
I wouldn't say necessarily she's a hyper carry. I would just say she is a really good objective controlled AD carry for a team. Jinx is more of your hyper carry, especially when she has a support like Nami, Lulu, Soraka, that kind of thing. But Sivir to me is really focused on objectives and keeping the lanes pressured up, which can be difficult for Recon 5. As Recon 5, their best bet is to have Aatrox and Jinx in a side lane, but you're going to need at least one person to be able to go up against that Sivir's push.
Yeah.
Definitely not hyper carry status though.
I didn't think so, but I mean, she can do a lot of damage. She definitely can do a lot of damage in the late game, mid to late game, when she has 75 or 100% chance to crit. That Ricochet can just melt through the enemy team, especially if they're not tanky. And Recon 5, not a very tanky team. I mean, Aatrox will have health, the Hecarim's going to have health, but they're not really going to have armor. I guess Hecarim might have armor, depending on the route he does go. He could go, because he could go the Triforce. He goes Cinderhulk into Triforce. which is what you usually see out of the jungle. And then depending on what he decides to go after that, I mean, there's questions. There's questions and variables, I guess you could say, for this Titans Hecarim. But we got a minute 35 left on the spectator delay. We should be getting to game 1 very soon. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and if you have not already in the chat, we do have a nice extension added on thanks to Twitch here. We're able to put a poll down, Recon 5 versus Cetra. Right now we have about 17 votes in here. Recon 5 has 14, Cetra Gaming has 3. Who do you think is going to be able to take home the game?
Recon 5. You know, I downloaded the Twitch app today. Not today, but sometime this week for my computer. So now I can talk to everybody. Now I can put my votes in too.
There you go. Alright, and if you do want to vote, go to the bottom of the screen. It's not connected to the chat. Go to the bottom of the screen, and then you'll see a purple box down at the bottom, and it should pop up something on the left side of your screen. And it should be a purple box that says Twitch picked with the poll for Recon 5 versus Cetra.
It's kind of cool how all these different, they're starting to add this for a lot of different things. Path of Exile has it where you can see people's gear. Path of Diablo, which is a mod for Diablo 2 made by like 1 or 2 people. They even have their own extension for that on Twitch. So it's kind of cool to see these kind of things like coming up, because it definitely makes it more interactive, and you can see how the rest of the chat or the rest of the people are feeling, at least for who's gonna win. But the countdown is over. Excuse me, I'm gassy, burping. We are gonna get loading into this game. Game 1. Recon 5 taking on Cetra. Cetra will be on the blue side this time, though. Toads is gonna be on that side on the top lane. The K-Man is a beast, is on that Lee Sin in the jungle. Kessler going to be on that Corki in the mid lane. And Indigo and Mango on the Sivir Morgana on the bot side. But on the red side of the map is going to be Recon 5. With Tanzo on the Aatrox in the top side. Titans on that Hecarim in the jungle. Sandillian's going to be on that Talia in the mid lane. And we got Paradox and Scream on the Jinx, Nami in that bot side. And I got to say, everyone has a skin. I like that Blackthorn Morgana skin, though. It looks nice.
Yeah, and up in the top lane here, you have Aatrox is going to be taking the Conqueror here. Definitely something that has been showing up more and more lately. And also, if you guys have not kept up with the possible changes to champions, one of the changes that we might see very, very soon to Aatrox is his ultimate will be getting a significant buff that will allow him to be a huge team fight maker and also a very big damage dealer.
Is he gonna work? Wait, they're buffing his ultimate?
Yes, so now when he pops his ultimate, he will not have a blood well anymore, but he will have a certain amount of seconds that he is allowed to have his ultimate up. If he kills somebody in the ultimate, his ultimate will give him 6 extra seconds in it. Every time he's in his ultimate, his Q will just repeat on its own, no matter what. So you can use all 3 Qs in a row and then use it right away. You have no cooldowns when you're in your ultimate for your Q. And then the only way to get the revive back with the ultimate from Aatrox, at least what it seems like on the PvE, is you have to get a kill to then be allowed to have a revive.
Interesting. I guess that doesn't allow him just to pop it to run away, which, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens when it's actually released, it's just one of those things that sounds really interesting on paper, but in practice it might be totally different. And yeah, the PvE is one thing, but when it's in, the actual game, it's when you start seeing the weird things coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Now both junglers are going to be starting on the top side. Hecarim's actually going to start in the Raptor Pit, and now a little bit of a skirmish up in the top lane.
Yeah, Toadsy's got quite a bit of damage on Tanzo. Almost putting him at half health, but that nice way to start stacking up his grasp.
Yeah, now Lee Sin is going to be on this bot side here, which means I could be looking for something pretty soon down in the bot lane. Mango already showing off his binding skills, landing one onto Scrim already. Lee Sin could make his way on over after he decides to do the Krugs into the Scuttle Crab, and Hecarim's on the other side of the map, so he will not be able to help out in that case. But we talked about it a little bit beforehand. There is a chance that Titan wants to focus up on this top lane early on, get Tanzo ahead, and then he doesn't have to worry about the top half of the map.
Yeah, once you get an Aatrox, at least a kill or two in their favor, and they have the CS lead, it's very easy for him to just be left alone, especially with Aatrox having the ultimate, you know, being able to keep himself alive. If there is a gank from Beast, he doesn't really have to worry too much if he could pop the World Ender and at least get to his tower. And Sion is also one of those champions that I feel like it's rough playing a Sion. Like, I played him today or yesterday, and it was just it's like if you can't do anything, it just feels so bad. It feels so bad.
Yeah, now Talia getting the knock up on the Corki, get him down to about half HP here, but nothing too much early on in this game, just going to be farming back and forth. I'm interested in seeing what the next dragon is going to be, because right now, because Talia is going to have the pressure, but on the bot side, Sivir and Morgana will definitely have that pressure, what the dragon is going to be and who's going to be favored for it.
It is an Infernal.
All right.
First dragon will be an Infernal. So that's going to be high priority for both teams. And we've seen Recon 5, they have really good objective control when it's needed.
Yeah, now a couple pings out in the mid lane. Lee Sin, the K-Man coming up behind Sindelian here.
He'll be in a little bit of trouble. He's looking to go in. Sindelian has no idea. Now he sees him. He has the blue buff. And then he's going to just walk up the river. He's going to flash forward. Look at this. He has a Sonic Wave. Going to hit him back, but he connects. And he's going to follow up. He doesn't get the flash out of time. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, we have a fight. Paradox did use the heal after being ignited. Indigo is pretty low. But so is Paradox. He's trying to use the potion. He's getting hit by these caster minions. The boomerang comes out super low. Paradox has to be really careful. We're going to see the black pool come out.
Very well played there by the K-Man, getting the damage onto Sindelian, taking him out for first blood. And you know, the Ghost is out of Titan now because he tried to make his way on over to help out his teammate. Wasn't able to get there in time, and then Tanzo and Titan tried to turn something around because he did use that summoner spell and wanted to make something from it. But because he doesn't have that summoner spell now, it could hurt him when he wants to look for a potential gank very soon. And because Titan and Hecarim don't usually take the Predator anymore, you take that Conqueror, it makes a lack of the extra speed early on.
Yeah, but Titan, he doesn't need the Ghost. It looks like Black Shield's going to be up. He's going to actually go for Mango, who flashes away. That was an interesting interaction. But they're going to be able to get away safely, but that's a free summoner. Meanwhile,
Sure
back in the mid lane, Beast is looking for Sindelian. We can see the Valkyrie forward. Sindelian, he's going to be okay, actually. Beast is unrelenting right now.
Not sure what happened.
Look at the damage. Kessler's in trouble. He's ignited, and he's going to go down. Sindelian able to find that one. A little bit of skirmish in the bot lane. Mango doesn't have much mana. And they could look to drag off this. They have priority in the bot lane. I mean, they're low. Beast is down in the bot side, so they would have to be careful. But yeah, TP did come out from Kessler, so they're not going to go for it. They're still trying to fight. Bubble's going to land. It is going to be spell shooted away. There's a zap and connects. Such low health bars. Paradox wishes he was level 6 right now.
Yeah, and that Infernal Dragon is still definitely a big priority for both teams. Recon 5 have the favor at the very moment. As soon as Sindelian makes his way back down, he'll be able to help out. Kessler, realizing that he's pushed up the wave and not able to get anything more, he's going to clear out some vision for his team to hopefully gain control of this dragon, as they do have the bot lane shoved up against them. Toe's going to use that unstoppable onslaught, get himself back to the turret, because now that by doing that, it gives him an advantage to use that teleport for a play down towards the dragon.
Yeah, but it looks like Cetra are going to go for the dragon. Beast did go over the wall, so it did not see him whatsoever. Not going to make the flash play that we saw from, who was it? I just remember the champion. It was Olaf. Just flashed over the wall and took the dragon right out from under everyone's nose. Like, it wasn't seen by the scuttle, but so no flash, doesn't need to be unique. But Cetra, they get themselves a sneaky Inferno.
And yeah, now if you look at the item difference between Sivir and Jinx, it doesn't look like Sivir has equal amount of damage as the Jinx, but you have to realize that the BF sword is a single amount of damage. You get the nice 40 attack damage from it, but Sivir has she has the same. She has maybe even 5 more damage with those long swords. So the benefit here for Indigo is that more damage. Lee Sin now sitting up in the tri-bush here, the K-Man, waiting for something, possibly making an aggressive play, hopefully hoping that Scrim will put himself in a more of an aggressive state. The back wave is pretty low. They could look for something after this wave. Now Sindillion walking back down to get something there, and now Lee Sin's in.
Yeah, BC, look for the kick, but nice flash out. Paradox might be able to get away just fine, and they will, but the Dark Binding is going to land, and they're not going to be able to follow up anymore. Good flash reaction by Paradox. But if you look at it, though, Paradox still has more damage because Indigo doesn't have that Doran's Blade. Another Dark Binding lands. The heal's going to be used by Paradox. He's ignited up, and he's going to go down. Oh, my lord. What just happened?
Mango with a nice bind there. Mango has been pretty on fire with those binds this game, so definitely going to be something R5 has to be careful about in the later end of this game. And early on, we just saw Paradox getting taken down from it. Nice vision control from R5. They know that Titan is here in the enemy jungle, going to be able to take it away. K-Man is on the opposite side of the map, so they're just going to swap blue buffs here without a problem. But something that I see is going to hurt Cetra Gaming later on is that if you look around the map, Recon 5 definitely has the priority. Wow, Scrim getting very low there.
Beast could look for this if he felt like going over the wall. He's just going to go to the ground. But we got TP coming in. Tonzo's looking for the fight. They're going to use on the hunt. Double TPs, actually. Toads is making his way down as well. Beast is there. They have eyes on him, but we do see Titan making his way, and he has the Ghost ready to wait. Zap's going to land. He's going to knock him back. This could be huge. Onslaught of Shadows not going to land. Here comes the Valkyrie package. Kessler's in the middle of the fight. K-Man is going to flash beat the world. Come out. The rocket's going to miss. Here comes the tidal wave. It's going to land on the Kessler. Or will it? He does flash, but he still gets hit by it. And he's going to be able to get away. That's a lot of summoner spells used by Cetra Gaming. Titan, he does get hit by the boomerang super low. And no one dies after all of that.
Yeah, I'm not particularly sure what they were trying to look for there. R5 had Tonzo teleport down to the bot lane. Toad following him up. And like you said, nothing really was gained from it, but now Toads is going to use that unstoppable onslaught, get himself back to lane. He doesn't have the teleport, but he is going to be able to get the item advantage here because he was able to back, and Tonzo was not able to. He had to walk back to the top lane from the bot lane here. And you know what? One thing I noticed was that Titan, I believe, at the start of that fight did not have his ultimate there, which definitely hurt him in that fight. He could have looked for something more onto the K-Man, but was not able to.
No, he had it. He used it, and it just, I think it completely whiffed. Because he used it at like a really short, like he charged him and then tried to onslaught of shadows right away.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, it was such a fast reaction, and I think he, like I said, I think he whiffed it.
Alright, Lee Sin being spotted in the top side. Brush here, going to be able to clear out some vision for himself. Tonzo now waiting for Toads to come on over. Not going to get anything for him. And now a couple plates for Paradox. Oh, never mind. Not a plate. Was almost going to get a plate there, but now Sivir is going to be able to finish that first item already. It's definitely going to be a bonus for them moving further into this game. And now a possible fight's going to happen. Lee Sin in a bad position.
Yeah, they're looking for him over the wall, but he's going to be the Ravage. He gets the kick off. There's the Onslaught Shadow. It's going to be on Beast. Who's going to get the kill? Sindillion is able to get one. It does look like Tesla's going to forward. Indigo flashes the choppers. Now looking for Paradox. The Dark Binding does miss, but Mango, he's going to be able to stop him. Yes, it's going to be the rocket. Went the wrong way. Paradox shooting that rocket. Back at his own base. He will be taken down in the long run, though. Ooh, nice bubble.
Sindillion does have the 2 kills for R5 here. It's going to be helpful in that he can make plays across the map here, but now Tanzo's in a sticky situation.
Yeah, Tanzo taking a little bit of damage. He did take I believe, a 1 or 2 shots from that tower. So that allows Toads to get a lot of damage onto him.
Yeah, not exactly what they wanted. Titan now is on this Herald. He's going to be able to take it away for free. But however, on the opposite side of the map, Cetra Gaming is going for this Ocean Dragon. This is going to be the second dragon of the game going over to Cetra, and both very strong dragons. And the next one not being the best for R5's chances, but something that could help out Titan, which is that Windrake.
And Beast just missed a pink ward. Okay, he's going back for it. He like walked in there, looked at it, and then walked away. I was gonna be upset. But yeah, like you said, these, especially with having a Sivir, this Ocean Drake is gonna allow her to just like continuously push these waves out with no real worry of her mana going away. She has the Essence Reaver as well to be on top of that one. So, and I mean, Paradox still looking to finish his first item. 20 CS down a kill and an assist as well.
Yeah, and I'm surprised how Paradox and Scrim are playing. They definitely have been a stronger bot lane here in the Champions League, but I got to give it to Indigo and Mango here. They're playing really well right now in this 2v2.
I mean, it's Mango. I mean, Mango has landed so many good Dark Bindings. So many good Dark Bindings. I mean, we didn't even see Paradox get hit by the Dark Binding, and he was dead, but it looks like they're actually going to go for Mango. There's another one! It stops Titan in his tracks. They're going to see Beast go over there, gets a nice kill, but the Onslaught Shell is going to come out. Do they have the damage to take him down? Titan, he's trying to get away, but it's not going to happen. Indigo is going to be able to get another kill under his belt as well. Mango! There's the man right now. Those Dark Bindings, so good.
Will this be the first team that can take down Recon 5?
Well, unlike Fruition, Recon 5, they haven't been clean on every series. So, Fruition, they've been clean up until last night. So, I mean, Recon 5, they haven't dropped the series yet, but they also haven't been, they're not 8-0 as far as games go. So, I mean, even if they lose the first one, it wouldn't be uncharacteristic of their team to just win the second two. But yeah, it's looking good.
Bot lane turret has been taken down. The rest of Cetra's bot lane can move, make their way over to the mid lane, position themselves better because they are the stronger end of the team right now. They do have Lee Sin, who's been able to help them out and also get himself a couple of kills. But with that Sivir being strong and, as you said, Mango not missing, I think, any binds at this point, it's going to be very helpful for them to have that mobility from Indigo and Mango across the map. R5 is going to be able to steal away the blue buff from the K-Man, and they could look for a kill on Indigo here. Titan was just spotted out.
On the hunt's going to be used. Titan, he's running back. He could go forward. He's going to have Tanzo there. A fairly big ultimate being used.
Yeah, both sides now kind of in the state of the game where they really need to focus on the vision control as the next Dragon and Baron come up very soon. And I think we said this many times before now, Lee Sin trying to look for something.
Yeah, Mango kind of caught out, going to be hit by the Zap. Both the Binding and the Sonic Wave missed. It's going to land this time, though. But Tanzo is making his way down as well as Titan. Dark Binding is going to land on Titan yet again. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Sindillion trying to fight Toads. This could be really bad. We're going to see Onslaught Shadows to safety, though. Beast trying to get in there. He might be in big trouble. The Redemption's going to come down. Paradox is going to be able to get the kill. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Sindillion is going to be taken out by Toads. The solo queue. Now we have the World Ender is going to be popped. Tanzo trying to get out of the scrim. Super low. Dark Binding's going to be a little too early. Doesn't happen. Kessler going to flash away. And he's going to be able to make another kill. We see the flash out of Paradox. They can't get in there. Kessler has so much damage. Paradox and Scrim and Titan both are all getting away with a fraction of their health, but Sindillion just got solo killed by Toads.
Not exactly what is. I'm not exactly sure what is going on in this game. It's definitely something that we did not expect from Recon 5, and like you said, Fruition was able to hold their own in the last series, but now it's really looking like Cetra Gaming is on the mark, and Recon 5 are just struggling right now.
Yeah, their plays are, like I said, I mean, their plays are just not coming together. Their players seem to be, I don't know, kind of mixed up, maybe, like on what they should be doing. Like maybe nerves are getting to them. You know, they could finally take that rank 1 spot over Fruition. It's definitely questionable. But he's gonna be caught out again. Dark Bind's gonna go to Beast, and the kill is gonna go over to Beast, and that's another easy pick out coming for Cetra.
Yeah, Sindelian walking into an area that didn't have any vision control for them, and so he gets himself caught out, and the rest of Cetra can look for this dragon with ease. A 4v5 now for them.
Yep, 3 dragons going over to Cetra Gaming. They have 4,000 gold in their favor right now. Paradox has the Infinity Edge only. Ugh, things are rough. Things are definitely rough.
And like you talked about earlier on, Paradox does have a chance to get back in this game and be that carry for Recon 5. Has a lot more damage output that he can have, and especially in a team fight versus Indigo, who is more focused on those objectives. Indigo has been able to help out with a couple of objectives and also keep the lanes pressured up. They took down the bot and mid tier 1 turrets. But I'm interested in seeing if Recon 5 is going to decide on having Talia stay on a side lane rather than keeping her in the mid lane.
Yep, Mango looking for another binding. The bubble's going to land. There's the Zap. Beast is here. They got the rest of Cetra coming in except for Kessler. He's in the bot side. They have vision on Sindelian. The pings are coming out.
Fine almost misses, or almost lands on the Paradox, but does miss. The rest of R5 making their way over to the mid lane. Hecarim now going to be coming back from the base. They may want to look for something here on the top side. Both tier 1s for Recon 5 are down on the mid and bot lane, and now the only one left is this top lane.
Yep. Sonic Wave does land by Beast, but that was a good bubble coming out of Scrim. Stop Mango's pathing.
Yeah, Cetra Gaming playing this well. They have Kessler down in the bot lane pushing it up. He does have teleport, so he can equal it out with Tanzo here. Bind almost lands.
Yeah, you just see a Sonic Wave come in. They might be trying to fight Titans, charging up his charge. Excuse me. It doesn't look like... It looks like they're just going to fight over Baron. Tanzo trying to stop the blue buff being taken away by Kessler. Not going to happen. We're just waiting for someone to pull the trigger. Ooh, close Dark Binding. You know the fight is being looked for by Cetra. They know they're ahead right now. There's a Sonic Wave going to land on the Scrim. He's not going to follow it up. And Recon 5, they have a 3-1-1 going at the moment, but this top tower is just going to fall. There's nothing they can do to stop it.
Yeah, Kessler making his way to the mid lane to hold off against Sindelian. He knows that Tanzo's pressured up and doesn't push the waves as fast as Sindelian can. And also, get the turrets. They're asking for some assistance. Now want to engage onto Corki.
Yeah, we see the Onslaught Shadows comes in. They're trying to knock him back, but it's not going to be enough. But Kessler, he should fall, and that's going to be a huge shutdown going over. Meanwhile, there Blasco was used, and that puts Scrim in the bad spot. He does go over, flash over the wall, flash by Toads. He's going to use the Unstoppable Onslaught, and he's going to be able to get the kill on Scrim. Now it looks like Beast is going to be able to secure the kill onto Paradox after kicking him over the wall. Toads using that Righteous Glory to slow down Tanzo. He gets the chance. He's getting thrown back by the rock. He might be in a lot of trouble. Toads could be taken down. Yes, Tanzo's going to be able to pick him up. And that kill, Toads maybe shouldn't have ran back into the rest of the team.
The K-Man playing that well, getting the kick over the wall so then Mango can follow up with an easy bind. Gets themselves a kill, but Toads gets himself a little too far in the jungle. Gets taken down by Recon 5, but still, this game's looking really good for Cetra Gaming in the way they've been playing this one out. They now have all tier 1 turrets throughout the game. And it looks like we're having a little bit of an issue with Discord at the moment. They're making sure that their comms are still going to be working.
Yeah. Discord's been acting up recently. I've been having some issues. with it at some points. I had issues in my own channel at one point. Like, it just would not connect. I don't know what was going on. Shouldn't take very long. But looking at this while we're in the pause, I mean, Cetra, they have 5,000 gold ahead. Baron is up. They have vision control over the Baron at the moment. What does Recon need to do right now? I mean, I know we all know Paradox needs to get that Renowned Hurricane and start getting some farm. He's 2 levels down from Indigo at the moment, but the later the game does go, the stronger Paradox becomes in comparison to Indigo.
Yeah, something that R5 definitely needs to do is Titan's got to decide whether or not he wants to be a damage source for his team or be that frontline tank. And right now, with having the Talia in the mid lane, Jinx in the bot lane, probably want to focus on that tank role rather than getting yourself more damage in this game, because you already have such a gaming with Poes up in the top lane on that Scion being that frontline tank for them. R5 needs that kind of fight for them because the team fight for R5 is really, really strong.
Yeah. Wait, you said team fight for Recon 5 or Cetra?
I said the team fight for Recon 5 is strong.
Yeah. The Recon the team fight for Recon 5. Let me get my words together. Yeah, their team fight's extremely good. Titan, if he does go full damage because he went the Warrior enchant over Syndra Hulk, which will indicate that he's probably gonna try to go more of that damage route. If he could get onto Indigo or even Kessler, he could annihilate them very easily. They're not going to be tanky. Which, if he could kill Kessler, that pretty much opens up the doorway for the rest of Recon 5 to kind of run over them. Beast is having a really good game though. He's been causing a lot of issues. Nice Dark Binding. He's going to land a Sonic Wave. Tidal Wave just used defensively. Boomerang almost taking him down. Oh, Scrim super low. But the Dark Binding's coming out. And that's another Infernal Drake going to go to the side of Cetra. Recon 5 not even going to look to contest.
Yeah, Recon 5 can't even contest that. Now they're going to try to set themselves up towards Baron to possibly gain something out of it. Toes now with the Unstoppable Onslaught. Not going to find anything. Just wanted to make sure that Recon 5 was not going to go for that Baron. The rest of Cetra Gaming grouping themselves up together to push out this mid lane wave. And we may see a team fight soon, but Cetra Gaming... Oh, nice!
Oh, Mango gets pulled back. He's going to use the stopwatch to stay alive for the moment. Zap's going to land. That's going to be a nice shutdown going over to Sandillion. That is huge. Mango getting a little too cocky there. A little too comfortable in his aggressive plays. And now we see Kessler. Oh, Kessler almost got thrown back and annihilated as well.
Nice pickup there from Zendilian. Was able to get something out of that push. And now they have Paradox in the side lane, like you said. They need to get him more items. They need to get the gold on him. So now they're going to set him up into a position to where he can do that without having to worry about the base being pushed in. Tonzo on the opposite side of the map with teleport pushing out the bot lane turret, being that split push. And now it looks like they're wanting to gain control of this Baron, and they don't have any vision at the very moment. Cetra Gaming has full control of this topside jungle, so they're gonna have to look for something soon.
Yeah, they need to get a ward over 3 members of Recon. They have pink wards, so they're definitely not short on supply in that manner, but it looks like Mango might be looking for another sneaky binding. Blue trinket was used.
Yeah, Titan now making his way over. Bind is going to miss. Mango trying to keep his ward alive, but it still will be taken down. Rest of Recon 5 trying to slowly push on forward without getting themselves in a really bad position. Control ward still going to be held up. Mango almost gets the bind onto Titan there, but now Mango just going to be holding
They're
up.
in trouble. That trick could be a big trouble if Tonzo would come around. It's 2 members. Beast is making his way mid. Sonic Wave lands. Binding's gonna land. Tonzo just getting hit with every skill shot imaginable right now. It's like a game of cat and mouse. It's who's gonna pull the trigger first right now. Like one team's chasing the other, then they turn around and chase each other. And we've seen it time and time again though. These Baron dances have hurt a lot of teams.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's many points where the Baron dances can hurt teams. We saw it yesterday between Schism and Impulse, where there was one of the games, I believe it was game 3. They were dancing around the Baron for a fair amount of time, and then they just got taken down because they got out of position and was just trying to get greedy with their vision control.
We saw it last week, I believe, too. I can't remember the exact game, but it cost the team the game. I know it was blue team who lost it, but they spent so much time working on vision around the Baron pit and trying to bait a Baron play with all 5 members. Then, like, again, someone got caught out and they lost the fight, which lost them the game right then and there. Doesn't look like either of these teams though are making that same big mistake of just focal pointing around the Baron solely.
Yeah, Cetra Gaming's got to pull the trigger soon. They do have the earlier game composition because of that Lee Sin in the jungle and the amount of extra damage that they have later in the game for Recon 5. It can get pretty scary here for Cetra. So hopefully Cetra decides to do something. The next dragon is coming up very, very soon. You have another Infernal Dragon, definitely a priority for both sides.
Yeah, if Cetra is able to pick up this 3rd Infernal, that may even out that late game team fights. I mean, Kessler is on the Corki, and Corki is not shy of damage, but once Jinx is on a roll, I mean, it's impossibly hard to stop her.
Yeah, with Scrim to back her up, and then also Sindillion. We just saw a couple minutes ago on the Mango being able to get a nice pick and deal a fair amount of damage in just a couple of seconds. Definitely something that can turn a fight around.
But it does look like Recon are trying to contest this. Not going the way they want to. If they could catch Mango out, this could be really good. The Dragon is going to be started. Beast, we see the top wave coming in, but Titan, is he going to look to go in? Beast might be in a little trouble. He's actually going to dash over the wall. Now the rest of Cetra are making their way forward. Recon 5 is split up. And can Titan get in there? He's going to have to Onslaught of Shadows if he's going to. He's not going to be able to make it, but he has Devastating Charge come out. That's the 3rd for Onslaught of Shadows. It gets 4 members, but Mango's trying to get in the backside. He's going to use Zonius. We see the rock come out. Kessler is taken down, and that's going to be 2 kills going over the side of Recon 5. Or, yeah, 2. Can they get 1 more? Titan is in a big amount of trouble. He's going to down Toads. He has to flash away. Indigo's going to flash away as well. Beast, he's healthy. Scrim is going to be taken down. That's going to be a triple kill coming out of Indigo. Can he get another? Sonic Wave is going to miss. Paradox, though, without Paradox, they don't have much. Got Sindillion, he has damage, but Beast, he's going to flash forward. He's looking for the damage. He's going to be able to get it. That's almost a quadra kill. Now Tanzo's trying to fight this out as much as possible. It's not going to happen. Stopwatch is going to be used by Beast, and that is going to be an ace going over to Cetra Gaming.
I'm not exactly sure what Sindillion was trying to go for there. Tanzo tried to help out his teammate. They both get themselves taken down, and now Cetra Gaming has their eye on this Baron. Titan is up to possibly contest. His ultimate will be about 30 seconds away, but teleports are coming in. Both sides want to look for this Baron. 2 members down from Recon 5 that could look to be stolen, but it's looking good for Cetra.
Yeah, Titan not going to get there in time.
Yeah, not even a chance.
Titan was busy clearing out the wave in the top lane. But, I mean, this is a 8,000... 8,000 lead, 7,000 gold lead for Cetra. I mean, 3 Infernal Dragons. You can't ask for more right now. I mean, I don't think at this moment Cetra has no rhyme or reason to worry about Recon 5 outscaling them, especially with Paradox on the Jinx. Or even with Paradox on the Jinx, excuse me. I mean, he's 3 levels lower than Indigo at the moment. Titan, he might be at a bad spot. Devastating Charge is going to be used. He will dodge everything at the moment. That's going to be mid-tier 2 is going to fall. Come 5, they need to pull the trigger somewhere.
Cetra Gaming right now slowly pushing their way into the base of Recon 5. They do have the Baron buff on them and can use that to push out these lanes. They also have Indigo on the Sivir, who is very strong and can easily clear out the minion wave, not allowing for R5 to contest very much. They're going to have to back off here as Kessler is setting himself up in the top lane, splitting apart, or hopefully going to be splitting apart R5 pretty soon. If they don't split up, then Kessler gets a free turret for himself.
Not even just the turret, he'll get the whole inhib. We see Sonic Wave is going to go on the backside. They're trying to find the way in, but BC's going in. He doesn't get the kickoff, though. Paradox is able to flash away enough. Tidal Wave did come out. There's another Sonic Wave. He's going to go for it. He's going to be able to get the kill. The Onslaught Shadows are not going to be enough. The Dark Binding does land on Titan. Now the Redemption's going to keep him alive. But look at the damage coming out from Indigo. That's 2 members already almost dead. Cendillion and Scrim being the 2 targets. And that's going to be 1 tower gone on the bot side. 1's on the top side. Inhib's going to fall on the bot side. And that's going to be game 1 looking to go to the way of Cetra Gaming. They're pinging out the turrets. They're looking to just push this all the way in. 2 inhibs are down. They still have Baron buff. Toads, he's taking the hit. Sonic Wave is going to connect on to Titan. Bubble is going to miss. Indigo is taking a tower shot at the moment. 5 members still up. Nice Dark Binding. Scrim's going to be in a little bit of trouble. We see Devastating Onslaught come out, but it does not going to matter. That's going to be 2 Nexus towers gone. World Ender is going to be popped. Tanzo in a lot of trouble right now. He's going to get hit. And that's going to be Indigo godlike at the moment. And the Nexus is going to fall. Titan trying to get in there, do as much damage as possible, but it's not going to happen. And GG, Cetra Gaming taking game 1.
Very well played there in the end by Cetra Gaming. Recon 5 not looking like themselves in this first game of the series. Cetra Gaming, I got to give it to their bot lane, especially their support. Mango was able to hit so many binds that game, get his 80 carry up and running. 7-0-3 is how the 80 carry Indigo is going to end this game. And also, if you look in the jungle K-Man on that Lee Sin was just a beast like his name. And so very well played by them. Hopefully Cetra Gaming can play like they just did this game. But Recon 5, they need to show up. They haven't shown up in this first game, and let's hope they do in the second.
Yeah, it definitely was very, very rough for Recon 5. But we're going to go into a quick 3-minute intermission before the next game does start. Cetra Gaming, they take game 1. Can they finish it out 2-0? Or can Recon 5 come back and be number 1 in the league? Stay tuned. We are back and ready for action. Game 1, Cetra Gaming with the upset, I should say. I don't think many of us expected that to go down the way it did. I mean, maybe you could expect to say, yeah, Cetra has the potential to win, but to win that strongly against Recon 5 definitely was not to be expected.
Yeah, for sure. Cetra Gaming definitely showed up in the first game, Recon 5, not being able to hold up to the 4-0 that they show. And hopefully Mango and Indigo can play like they did last game, as well as the K-Man Beast in the jungle, something that was just a dominant force in that first game. And, you know, I have to give it to Titan for being able to hold up. They do have him as their sub here today in the jungle. And there's got to be something that's going to be done in the bot lane pretty soon. You saw I believe it was the Jinx and Nami pick for R5 that didn't do very well. And I will possibly have the Mango's Morgana banned in the next game. But Gaikin, what are your thoughts? What do you think R5's got to do?
Maybe. I mean, I think they just played very bad. I think they didn't look like themselves. They didn't look like the normal Recon 5 we were used to seeing. They made a lot of just silly mistakes. Sindelian dragging up, Sindelian just walking to a completely unwarded section of the map, into that river. Cetra was not even on the map. They have no idea where they're at. Mango's been landing every dark binding that counted. And he gets caught out. The fights were sloppy. I think Recon 5, they just need to recollect themselves. I don't necessarily think the champions were much of an issue. Yeah, the Morgana probably was an issue. It was definitely a big issue. But I think it was just Recon 5 were not at 100% mentally for whatever reason.
Yeah, we'll see if they'll be able to step it up this game. Cetra Gaming versus Recon 5. Game 2 is going to be coming up very shortly. Gaikin, we saw last pick and ban phase couple things that were interesting. We saw the Lee Sin pick for them, and then also we did see, I believe the last pick for Cetra Gaming was an interesting one. The third pick for Cetra Gaming, the Zoe, instead of grabbing something else, was very interesting. But honestly, I'm all over the place. Someone just decided to call me mid-cast, so I'm kind of trying to figure out what I was going to say there. Gaikin, let me just go with this. Gaikin, what do you think is going to be grabbed this game? And from last game, what do you think R5 is going to have to ban out?
Well, do they lose a ban all series, or is it just that one game? Do we have confirmation on that? Because I didn't even know they lost a ban.
So they do lose a ban. I think they lost the ban for this series. I'm not very sure specifically, but there's a chance that they will not have this bans anymore. But we are getting into the pick and ban phase at the very moment.
Yes, but back to what you were asking. You just saw the pick and bans from the last game. We'll see anything changes. Lee Sin is going to be taken away by Recon 5. They're not going to let Beast have another good showing on that champion. Again, I do think the Morgana is taken out as well. Maybe leave the Sejuani or the Rek'Sai. I mean, you could leave the Lucian open if you're Recon 5. Lucian, while everyone's in agreement that Lucian is a strong early game champion, he does fall off, and there are champions that kind of counter him in a lot of ways. Ashe, we've seen do very, very well into Lucian. Every time he tries to dash in and get his burst damage down, Ashe just turns around with a volley and just starts firing arrows at you. Since you're slowed down, you can't just walk away very easily, and she's able to either match your trade or out-trade you completely. So I think the Lucian could be left open, and they could pick into that. Maybe leave the Urgot open. Even though Urgot is very strong in the game right now, he's not one of those picks that is just undeniably. I have yet to see an Urgot be played by anyone in the Champions League to make me think it's a must-ban champion, right?
Yeah, and now Recon 5, that ban that you see right there is actually going to be that Urgot ban. So Recon 5 is not allowing Cetra to have that Urgot pick. We've seen it be strong every once in a while, but Gaikin, just like you said, there's been moments where it can be countered pretty well, and you can still be able to hold up your own in this game. A lot of the times you do grab the Urgot against a Kindred. It's a very strong pick against a Kindred, but other than that, something that's more comfort and also is a pretty good front line for a top laner. Sejuani is going to be the last ban for Recon 5. Cetra Gaming going to be banning out the Morgana this time. Mango is deciding that he doesn't want to play the Morgana for himself this game. There is many different supports you could play. Gaikin, who do you think he's going to grab?
Well, the Lucian's going to be picked up for sure right now, it looks like. Support who? For who? Either Recon or Cetra?
For Mango.
For Mango? I mean, he could go for the Thresh. If he's the same as Phoenix Main, I mean, those two type of champions go tandem with each other, but no, they're going to steal away the Braum. But you know, it's interesting enough, we haven't seen the Lucian Braum be as much of a priority as we were used to seeing, you know, 4 or 5 months ago, even 3 months ago maybe. The Lucian Braum, while it's still very strong, it's not as important or imperative for the teams to pick up. A lot of times we do see it kind of being that bait, more or less. And we, you know, I can't read the minds, but people will pick the Lucian and they either steal take the Braum away or ban it away in the second phase. And we see stuff like Pyke or Thresh come out because both those champions are really good with the Lucian as well. They provide a lot of burst. And in some ways, I honestly think that they're a little bit better. The one thing that Braum has that those two champions doesn't is that Unbreakable, so he can block, you know, the shots because Lucian is that short-ranged attack damage.
Yeah, now Recon 5 is showing off the Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai, she has been a dominant force every single time in the Champions League ever since she got those buffs to her name. Titan's going to be the one grabbing that for himself. Lucian, Pyke, you just talked about it, now in the bot lane for Recon 5. Definitely a very good lane, and you know, with how Recon 5 plays, they generally play a 5-man carry composition, and I'm liking that they have the Pyke Lucian down in the bot lane. It seems like it's definitely more comfortable for Paradox, so I'm interested in seeing how that is going to play out. Cetra Gaming is going to pick up their final pick out of the first round with Corki, Ornn, and Braum. Definitely something interesting. Ornn you don't see very often anymore, but because Braum was grabbed by Cetra, they don't have to worry about too much unless they Recon 5 decide for a Yasuo, which is very unlikely.
I like the Ornn pick. I think Ornn is a very strong champion for Cetra, especially if they're going to go with that Corki in the mid lane. You'll be able to get that buffed up, what is it called, the Molten Edge? The Infinity Edge, I believe.
Yes.
So, you know, he'll be able to get the Molten Edge, so he gets that big boost. It's like, I think it's 100 attack damage. I'm not 100% on the numbers. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. But it's a big boost of damage, right? Because the empowered items are just flat stats. You know, there's nothing else to them. They just give you more attack or health or something. But that's very, very strong for this Corki in the mid lane. And if they go with another Sivir, but it's banned out by Recon 5, or if they go with something like that, if they decide to pick themselves up a Jinx, or go with the Caitlyn maybe for that long range against the solution pick, you know, that powered up item is going to be super strong. And as well, Corki will be able to get himself the powered up Triforce in the long run too. So I think this Ornn pick is going to be very, very well thought out by Cetra, especially if their last two picks play around, you know, the items that you can empower.
Yeah, now Recon 5, because they did lose their last ban, that last ban is not going to be anything but the second one for Recon 5 is going to be that Urgot. Now, Cetra Gaming had the opportunity to grab Vayne, and Vayne Braum definitely something that is very, very strong going into that middle of the game. Corki as well, very good with the Braum. So Cetra now, all they have left is this jungler. They still have Hecarim open, which is definitely a possibility for them if they want to have that more aggressive mid to late game, or excuse me, early to mid champion. Recon 5 is going to grab Ahri in the mid lane for themselves. Last pick for them is the top lane champion for Tanzo. Aatrox is still up. It seemed like he did pretty well on that last game. Aurelia being taken away, Riven as well. Still, you got a couple more, and you know Tanzo, he's not going to play those tanks. He's going to put himself on those hard carry champions. So
or
looks
York,
like-
Fiora. I was gonna say he could put himself on the York. We can't forget the time he played York and just destroyed with that champion. Was able to 2v1 split push for days. But no, the Fiora coming out. Oh, this would be exciting.
Yeah, and we know Fiora does very well against an Ornn, so this could be a little bit difficult for Toads in the top lane early on. But as we do as well have to worry about for Tanzo is that Bramble Vest got buffed, so it's definitely something that can be a game changer, and Cetra Gaming decide that they want to look for a AP source of damage for them in the jungle, and they are going to have the Elise as their final pick.
Well, I'm not disappointed with this series. So far, we've seen some different picks now. The Fiora coming out. We have a Pike, which you don't see a lot of. Ornn, you don't see a lot of. Elise, you definitely don't see a lot of. Oh, it should be good. Recon 5. I mean, they're looking. Well, that scared me. That scared me big time. Oof. It went back to the main screen of the client, and I thought I got kicked somehow from the draft or from the game. Oh, that would have been not bad, but it would have been annoying.
All right, and game 1 has gone over to Cetra Gaming. Recon 5, they need to bring this back in a 2-0 sweep for them. You know, do you think Recon 5 can bring back in this reverse sweep, or do you think Cetra Gaming is going to bring this one out as a 2-0 and be a shocking 2-0?
I mean, if they play like they did last game, Recon 5 is going to be crushed. But Cendillion's on the Ahri. He's definitely shown really good promise, has a really good showing with that champion. Recon 5 has a more comfortable bot lane, like you said, with the Lucian Pike. They definitely like to play very aggressive, and those two champions facilitate that play style. Tanzo obviously is on his carry style of champion. The top lane, if you were, in some ways, it's kind of like your Yorick, right? If she gets far enough ahead, she can 1v2 very easily, and she just sits in lane and split pushes for days until you answer with 3 or 4 people. But Recon 5 and Cetra and the rest of the Champions League being in that higher elo, about like around the low to mid, somewhat high diamond. You got some D2s and I think a D1 somewhere. You know, they know how to properly set that up. So if Tanzo is able to get ahead with that Fiora, I mean, if they send 3 or 4 members top, if Cetra has to, Recon 5 can punish elsewhere flawlessly, and we've seen them do it before.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, with Tanzo and the Fiora in the top lane, definitely a pick for them that's more prioritized against the enemy top laner, which is Ornn. Does very well up against it. We said that a little bit earlier on. I was interested in seeing if Tanzo was going to grab Hecarim for them, because Hecarim has just been that really strong early game top laner for any team that's been playing in the Champions League. But you know, it doesn't seem like Tanzo seems too comfortable in the Hecarim, and is gonna finally finalize with the Fiora here. There is an opportunity, hopefully, for him later on to maybe grab the Aurelia if it doesn't get banned out.
Yeah, I mean, if they win this one, maybe get the Aurelia. If he does really good on the Fiora, though, I mean, if he has a really strong showing, the Fiora could take the place of Aurelia in the next game. That could be a big ban coming away from him. I mean, a lot rests on what the outcome of this game is. Obviously, if Recon lose this, that's an upsetting to. I don't want to say upsetting, but I'm pretty sure the casters, what's the word I'm looking for? The admin all chose Recon 5 to take this one, so it'd definitely be upsetting for us as far as our pick ban, our picks of the winners this week is.
Yeah, and now the loadout is going down. We are getting ourselves closer into this game. We have about 3 minutes and 30 seconds before we will get into game 2 here. Based on the team composition, Skykin, what are your thoughts? Who has this game?
It looks good on both sides, honestly. It's very dependent on how things go. Because if things go really poorly in the early game for Recon 5, they are going to have a really rough time. Indigo is on that vein, so she's going to be able to scale up super strong in the late game. If Tanzo is not able to get ahead on the Fiora, once Toads builds the Bramble Vest or the Thornmail, depending on how fast he actually goes for the full item, you know, Tanzo may not even be able to duel the Ornn anymore. So things definitely depend on how this early game goes. Looking at the comps, without any bias from last game, I have to give it to Cetra. I think they have a more well-rounded comp. I think Recon 5's is a little too volatile. So.
All right, and I'm gonna have to go with Cetra Gaming here. I do like the way their composition is playing out. I like the Corky Vane combo with the Braum, moving into the middle part of the game. Ornn as well being something that can bring more of the team fight initiation. And you know, Elise very good at catching out enemies, and I wonder how this is going to play out for Cetra in the early part of this game, because Recon 5 are definitely looking strong with that Lucian, Pyke, and Rek'Sai on their side at the very moment. But I do have to give it to Cetra based on the compositions for this game.
So we're both in agreement on that one. At the moment, we do have a minute 35 left, so not too much longer. We get into game 2, Recon 5 versus Cetra. Cetra wins. They take the 2-0, and that's another undefeated team being brought down. And that actually would put Lakeside Gaming tied with Fruition and Recon as well. All three teams. Lakeside at the moment is 4-1. And Impulse Ghosting, they're 3-2. So, I mean, with the way things are shaping to be right now, it looks to be anyone's season.
Yeah, now we got a minute left on this spectators delay until we get into game 2. Oh, we saw game 1 and the way it played out. Cetra Gaming played it super well, and it didn't seem like R5 was able to come back in any sort of way there.
Yeah, Recon 5, they had nothing. They, like I said, they didn't look like themselves. They were playing very not the right way. I don't know how to say that word. Apparently, they were not playing the right way. They were, like I said, you know, we saw Dylan. He walked into a very questionable river. No members of Cetra on the map. They know the dragon was up. They know Cetra had a priority on the dragon every single time he came into the rift. And Dylan just walks into the river, gets binded, and instantly deleted. Their team fights were sloppy. It seemed like they didn't know what target they needed to go for when they should go for it. We'll have to see if they're able to pick it back up this time. Again, if Tanzo gets ahead, though, and it does seem like Tanzo is a big focal point for this team, that if he gets ahead, they do very, very, very well. So, but the countdown is done. Spectator delay is over. We are going to be getting to game 2, ladies and gentlemen. Recon 5 taking on Cetra Gaming. Can Cetra take the 2-0, or will Recon 5 be able to bring it to a game 3 and may possibly get the reverse sweep? On the blue side of the map is going to be Recon 5. Tanzo on that Fiora in the top lane. Titan's going to be on that Rek'Sai in the jungle. Sindillion will be on that Ahri in the mid lane. And Paradox and Scrim on that Lucian Pyke in the bot side. But on the red side of the map is Cetra Gaming. Toads is going to be on that Ornn in the top side. We have K-Man is a beast on that Elise in the jungle. Then we're going to see Kessler back on the Corki in the mid lane, and Indigo and Mango on that Vayne Braum in the bot side. Going to be loaded in very, very soon. Oh. Such a weird thing. Like, if I click out to change stuff on OBS and I click back into the game, it drops the scoreboard. Or the champion scoreboard. Now we're taking a minute to load in here. I don't know what's going on. Are you loaded into the game at all, or are you still on like a gray screen?
I am loaded into the game now.
Are they doing anything, or is it just a screen?
Yes, they are moving around the map right now. Cetra Gaming and is making their way into the enemy jungle. Very moment.
Okay, so I somehow paused my game. I don't know how I did it. I paused my game. I didn't hit the button. It just paused. All right. Beautiful. I'm caught back up. Minute 15. Does look a little bit of an invade coming out of Recon 5. Titan might be caught in a really rough spot, but all of Cetra is just going to be walking around together. They get a nice deep vision, though, by that Raptor. Indigo and Indigo sitting in the bush. They might try to get a quick concussive blow, and they're going to see Scrim. He's going to walk right in. Indigo actually rolled the wrong way. We're going to see Mango stunned up. Now he's at half health. Going to have to pop a potion or two. Very, very interesting play coming out of Cetra Gaming there. At least Indigo. He rolled the wrong way. I don't understand what... I guess he rolled to get out of the stun. That does make sense. Never mind. On the top side, he's going to look for Toads. Does use a lunge. Tanzo at half health. That grass is doing so much work. Toads should be able to beat Tanzo early on before any items are picked up. He does have the corrupting potion, so he's going to be able to get a lot of health and mana back. And Toads does a lot of damage, but level 2 is going to be hit by Recon 5 first in the bot side, but they're not going to be able to connect anything. Now we see K-Man is a beast going to the Scuttle Crab. Sindelian actually put a ward down there. Titan is going to make his way there as well. Tanzo, he's in a lot of trouble right now. He's taking a big amount of punishment from Toads. This could be bad. He gets pulled back by the shard in the ground. The hook. It's not going to land. Scrim not landing these hooks very effectively whatsoever. These are pretty quiet outside of the little bit of action trying to happen in the bot lane and what's going on in the top lane. Tanzo, he's getting beat down currently. I mean, Toads is at full health, and Tanzo is at about 1/3 at the moment. He's trying. The hook. It's going to land this time. I think I'm going to get Indigo's going to be able to dash away. Or roll, excuse me. Now we're going to see Mango. He does land a Winter's Bite. Scrim could be in a little trouble. Custom Blows is going to go off. Now Paradox, he's going to be stunned up by the Custom Blows. They're trying to get in there. Ignite's going to go down to Mango. The heal does come out from Indigo. The fight's going to happen. Paradox, he flashed forward. They're looking for it. It's going to be flash for flashes. Now he might be in a lot of trouble. Indigo's going to go forward. He flashed forward. The heal's going to be used. I think we're going to get the first one. It's going to go over to Paradox. He's able to get the kill. Scrim with a beautiful stun. Indigo almost takes that kill away from Recon 5. Crazy fight in this bot lane at the moment, but it does go in favor of Recon 5, and this is what they want. This is how they want to start this early games with this Pyke and this Lucian, because from here on out it's just going to get rougher the later the game goes if they don't get anything more. A little bit of counter jungling though coming in from K-Man. Titan is going to see him, goes over the wall with that blast cone. He's going to be able to get out just fine. Tanzo, he's back in lane. Let's see if he has as much trouble as he was. He does have a long sword, at least.
Yeah, now the dragon is going to be coming up very soon in about 30 seconds or so. Rek'Sai making his way on over. He might want to look for a gank here to help out Sindelian. Kessler is pushed up very far, but now he has been spotted by a ward.
Yeah, a lot of counter jungling coming from both these teams this time around. I mean, in the face of each other, you see Titan is right there at the Raptors, but here comes Beast, going to make his way down. And he might be in a little bit of trouble, able to tunnel away. Surprisingly though, knowing that Beast was topside, I'm surprised he didn't just go straight to the Dragon and try to get that play. I mean, bot lane does have priority in favor of Cetra Gaming. Nice rip-outs by Tanzo. He's able to get the stun onto Toads. Toads gets the knock-up, though. Tanzo, he's getting a lot of damage putting down, hitting those vital spots. lane though. Titan's gonna go in. He's gonna look for the knockup Valkyrie. It's gonna be used by Kessler. He's gonna be able to get away just fine. Here's the hook. It's gonna miss. Tanzo gonna duke it out. Doesn't get the vital spot that time. We're able to get away from the breath of death. But here we go. We see the ram coming out. It's gonna not land. Nice use of the ripbots. Tanzo able to get away. Is it ripbots or ripotes? Riposts? Is it ripost? Riposte? Not a word I've ever really used up until I started casting. There we go. Hook does land onto Indigo. Not gonna make anything happen. Tanzo waiting for level 6. Could use the grand challenge. Toads is low, and he is gonna pop it. Toads gonna try to get away. We see one vital's gonna be popped. Flash for flash. He's gonna be able to get it. Cendillion is here. Tanzo does pick up the solo kill in the top lane. Nice play, and this is what you want to see out of this Fiora, being able to land those vital, the vital points. But Kessler's gonna run into Scrim. He's gonna be able to get his ult back. There's a lot of damage right now. Scrim is not level 6 though. He doesn't have the death from below. But he's looking for the stun. He's not gonna land. Kessler's just gonna Valkyrie into the tower. But meanwhile, in the river, we do see that Cetra Gaming is taking up the dragon for themselves. They've been very, very good. Excuse me. They've been very, very good at taking these dragons this series. Much better than what we would have expected going against Recon 5. As I did note before the series started and before the first game, Recon 5 have always been really on point when making sure that they get the dragons and the Rift Herald when needed. So it does look like Titan was spotted out in the river by Toads. He's going to be able to get his blue buff. You have a ward on it, so they have vision of... Yeah, they have, excuse me, they do have vision of it, and they'll be able to see if Titan does pick it up. Maybe Kessler could try to go over there and try to steal with a rocket. Tanzo, he's going to go and get that ripbots out, and he's looking for the vitals. He's not going to get knocked up this time by Toads, and he's going to look for the fight. The Conqueror is activated. And this is when Fiora becomes a real hassle. Now Titan, he's in the top lane looking for the knockup. Not going to be there in time. Meanwhile, we see Kessler in a little bit of trouble. Scrim coming forward. He's looking for the hook. Not going to land. Still not level 6, though, so he doesn't have that death from below.
R5 looking good in this game, too, here. They are 2 kills to 0. Lucian now having the pressure, but it looks like in bot lane wanted...
Yeah, we see that. Ooh, Cocoon barely misses Scrim. Good play by him, though. Doesn't even burn a summoner spell. We saw that Mango try to flash out of the stun, not able to make it. And even Beast flashed forward for that Cocoon. So definitely a loss on the side of Cetra. I mean, this could be what Recon 5 needed to do, just period. They just need to get this early game bot lane because the Jinx didn't work out in their favor at all. But Scrim, he's looking to try to stop Mango. And now we see Beast is here. He's just going to dash away. Hide himself in the depths.
And now Cetra Gaming do have the Mountain Dragon for themselves, which will help them out later on in this game, going for the turrets or possibly even the Herald very, very soon. The rest of Cetra Gaming just going to reset, or at least the mid lane are going to reset at the very moment, while Ari is going to be able to pick up some free gold for herself. Kessler doesn't have his teleport to get back to lane, but there is a fair amount of vision control still on the bottom side of the map because they wanted that dragon. And Herald is going to be up very soon, and it is prioritized for R5 at the very moment, with Fiora being very strong. Ornn did get his Bramble Vest now, which can mean he can look for a possible duel here.
Yeah, Tanzo already shown that he has the 1v1 potential, but both ultimates are up. As you saw, or as we saw last time, Toads hit level 6, tried to make the aggressive play. The Ripouts was used by Tanzo very, very effectively, not being knocked up at all. And then once he hit level 6, he was able to chase down Toads and get the grand challenge off. But here we go. Hook is not going to land. Scrim 1 for 10 now. Not doing very well. We see Kessler coming down the bot side. He has the package available. Titan is here, and they have vision on Cendillion, so they could look for the play. He's just going to package back to the mid lane. Tanzo Gets the rip-outs out early. This could have been bad. We see it throw the shard the wrong way. Toad's not able to connect any damage right there. Gonna hit one vital point. Conqueror is activated. There's the grand challenge. Can Toads get away from this? We're gonna see the little goat come out. It's gonna be enough. Nice lunge! And Hanzo is able to get away from the knockup, but Toads, he might be in a lot of trouble. He could be taken down. He gets a good hit off the grass with him dying, get him some health back, but it's not gonna be enough. Beast is making his way to the lane now. Is he gonna be able to get there? He uses the repel, and this might be very bad. Can Beast land? And he misses the cocoon though. Can Hanzo get away? He's very, very low. He's gonna look to run towards the tri-bush in the top side. He's gonna run by the ward, and he might just get out scot-free. And he will. Tanzo, the escape artist on this Fiora, able to get away.
Yeah, now on the top or on the bot side of the map, Titan is on the other side of the wall. He's gonna go in.
Yep, he's gonna get a nice flash. They're looking for it, but we see Indigo flash away. The Glitchfish is gonna come out. Mango, he's ignited up. He has the Unbreakable. He just stand behind me with the heal coming out, but it doesn't matter. Titan's in the, but he's under tower. This could be death. Indigo's gonna pick himself up a return kill, and that's what Cetra needed. At least they got a return kill, and it's on the Vayne.
Yeah, having the return kill be taken by Vayne also now has red buff to sustain in this lane a little bit longer. Paradox doesn't have any mana, so he's going to have to back fairly soon. And the next dragon that's going to be up is that Ocean Dragon. Definitely something both sides are going to have to prioritize in this game. And with Vayne having that red buff, she doesn't have to back off here just yet, unless she wants to go for that Bork before the fight that's going to happen down here towards this dragon. Both top laners have their teleports up. Tanzo's being pressured at the very moment, but I think in just a moment we might see a fight down here for this dragon.
Yep, the dragon is going to be started by Cetra. Titan is on the other side of the wall. Tanzo trying to clear out the wave as quickly as possible. Can he get over there to steal? He's not even going to try, and that's going to be the second dragon going over to Cetra Gaming. Fairly uncontested. Now it looks like the Rift Herald is being pinged out by a Recon 5. Nice hook by Scrim, stops Indigo's back. Paradox, he might dash the wall for this. He might try to catch Indigo off guard. Scrim is here as well. They're going to look for the hook. It's going to land. They're going to go over the wall. They're looking for the stun. They're going to be able to get it. And that's going to be a nice pickup by Recon 5. Binding Indigo on that ward. I'm surprised he didn't realize he was sitting a ward after the first hook coming out from Scrim. Couple plates being taken by in the mid lane by Cetra. Nice charm lands, me able to get a bit of damage on the Kessler. Tanzo has himself that Tiamat, so he's gonna be able to help. He's gonna be able to push away the pressure from this Ornn in the top side. We got Blade of the Rune King versus Blade of the Rune King in the bot side. Paradox does have his Berserker Greaves at the moment. He is up 1,400 gold, so definitely makes a lot of sense. Another hook's gonna come out and pulls Mango over the wall. Now Scrim is landing the hooks that he needs. Definitely a really good catch onto the Vayne. But here we go. Toad's gonna dash away from Tanzo. He's looking for the vital spot. He hits one more. And now Tanzo, this is what's really, really frustrating about facing a Fiora. Once you get ahead, once a Fiora gets ahead, it's really hard to duel him anymore. Even though Toads has that Bramble Vest, you still see that Tanzo is able to, as long as he's able to land those vital shots, there's nothing to do. Wait a second. Discord looks like it's having issues right now. So it looks like both of the teams are going to switch to their own Discord. That way we can continue this. It looks like Discord's just having a lot of issues recently. Here we go. They're looking for it. Scram looking for the hook. He's going to get Mango. Mango might be a little trouble. Unbreakable and the Glitch Fish is going to come out. Nice Condemned coming out. Indigo. This could be really bad, but the Death from Below is going to secure one kill. And the Calling's out. Indigo trying to dodge much of it as possible. And that's a good pickup by Recon 5. Now Paradox and Scrim looking to take this first tower in the bot lane. They're going to be able to secure it, no problems. But we have a fight in the top side jungle. And on Recon 5, Zendaya might be a little trouble. He gets hit by Beast. The electrocute is going to be procced, but he's going to be able to get out just fine. And they did secure themselves that Rift Herald for Recon 5. I'm in the mid lane. Gonna go over the wall. He's looking for me. He's about to He's gonna be deleted. Kessler able to pick up the kill. We see the Paradox is here. Double TPs are coming in. Mango's making it here. Pace is gonna flash, but he's gonna be taken out anyway. Titan tried to kill Kessler, but it doesn't matter. Sedillion's able to pick it up with the Spirit Ball. The Unbreakable goes down. In an unfortunate time, Toads is here. He gets hit by the charm. He's trying to get away. Now Tonzo, he could go under the tower. They are looking for the Grand Challenge. It is activated. He needs one more auto to get it. Mango's super low as well, but Paradox looking for it. It doesn't land. Mango flashes away, and they're going to be able to get that T1 in the mid lane. Rift Herald is summoned. Now they're looking for the tier 2. You still got low health bars. The Ram is coming out. Are they going to be able to get knockups? They are going to get 2, but it's not going to deter them from pushing this tower. And that is 2 towers going down instantly.
Yeah, Recon 5 able to turn this around, get themselves a couple of kills, and now are going to keep the pressure up. They got 2 turrets in the mid, or 3 turrets. No, well, I'm crazy right now. 2 turrets in the mid lane.
Ooh.
Now, Cetra's trying to get something out of it. Kessler does have the package up, ready to go. Tonzo and Titan might be in a bad position here, but doesn't look like Cetra has anything up to come help Kessler without getting a pick onto the top laner.
Yeah, it did look rough for Titan and Tonzo, but being on the 2 champions that they are, they're able to dash over the wall no problem and get away. And like you said, Kessler did have that package, but no one else really could follow up if he went in, and that probably just cost him his life. But this is the Recon 5 we thought we would have saw last game. I mean, they're playing really well. They're playing real confident. They're making the big plays that they needed to make. And I think a lot has to attribute it is to this bot lane. Paradox and Scrim are on 2 sets of champions that they should be playing, and they're able to take the aggressive role and just fight as much as possible. But we'll have to see what Recon 5 does next. I mean, the game's not over. Cetra, they have a really strong late game composition. That Kessler's on that Corki yet again. You have Indigo on that Vayne, and Toads on the Ornn is going to get really, really tanky. And that's something that Recon 5 lack as well, is a big front line. Yeah, they have a lot of damage in Tonzo, Cendillion, even Paradox, even Titan. They have a lot of damage, but I mean, they're fairly squishy. And if they get taken down, 1, 2 of them get taken down before the rest of the team can capitalize on anything, this could be really bad. But Tonzo, he's trying to go forward. He's might have bitten off a little more than he should. He's still trying to go forward, actually. He's using the lunges. The Grand Challenge is available, but he's taking under half health. And Recon 5 going to get themselves a dragon. Will be an ocean drink, and I believe the first dragon of the game, or of the series for them.
Definitely going to help out Recon 5. Scream could be placing himself in a bad position here. The K-Man on the other side, but he has enough speed to get himself away here. And I have to agree with you. If Cetra wants to get back into this game, they really need to wait for that late game scaling. They have the Vayne, you have the Corki, and definitely going to be able to help them out once Lucian starts to fall off in this game. Cendillion making his way on over, at least in the... I think there was an issue with connection, maybe.
Yeah, he didn't move whatsoever. Maybe he just accepted his death and didn't try. Yeah, he got caught out. Titan get thrown over by the blast cone from Paradox. Yeah, that was kind of weird. He just sat there. Maybe he was waiting for. I know he was waiting for the red buff to spawn, but you know, it could have been too where he was positioned on that wall, didn't give him vision into the rest of it. But they're gonna go for Kessler. He gets a knockup. The charm's gonna land, and that's gonna be a kill. Devin blows a little too early, but it doesn't matter. We see the Ram coming out. Is it gonna get a big knockup? No. The flash forward Scrim's gonna pull Mango back, and Mango is gonna be taken down. Titan will fall though, and the Grand Challenge is gonna be done. Toads trying to get out of there. Did they have the damage to take him down? Yes, they do. Double kill coming over to Cendillion, and Recon 5. They're in between the towers. Gonna rotate back, get this tier 1 in the top lane. And it looks like they have definitely taken control of game 2. Almost 10,000 gold in the lead under 20 minutes.
Yeah, nicely done there by R5. Getting themselves a more significant lead here. Titan did fall there and tried to use a slash to get away, but in the end still was a huge benefit for them. Baron coming up very, very shortly. And the next dragon is going to be this ocean, something else that can be just stacking on to more oceans for either side. Both of them, Cetra Gaming have that ocean mountain, while R5 has that ocean dragon. Could be a definite game changer and help for either side. R5, with the amount of damage output that they have right now, is going to be able to do this kind of aggressive play style early on and into this mid game. But later in the game, I want to see how Cetra can play this if they're able to hold on and be able to have Indigo scale and have Kessler scale with him. But it's looking pretty hard for them as Toads isn't even that tanky right now. He's already down 3 deaths, and he doesn't have much magic resist to his name to go against Sindillion.
Yeah, he's hurting. He's 1,400 gold behind Tanzo at the moment. Still working on that Thorn Mail as well. Got the Frozen Gauntlet, first item. Now working on the full Thorn Mail. And yeah, he has no MR. Not even Spectre's Cow or even a Null Magic Mantle, maybe. Like, nothing. Or the start working into that Adaptive Helm as well. We'll have to see what he decides to go for that type of item, but now Tanzo, he might look for Kessler. The Grand Challenge is activated. He's going to go for it. He forces the flash, but he's going to flash after him. Tanzo, he's looking for the kill. He hits all the vitals, and that's going to be enough damage. Can Kessler get away? No, and that's going to be Tanzo on a killing spree now.
Yeah, flash for flash there. Tanzo getting himself a kill. That means that it's going to be a 4v5 now. And the rest of R5 is so strong that they can split themselves across the map. Tanzo still has teleport in case their team decides to look for a fight, but now they will. Sindillion is going to flash on forward with the pike. Paradox now going to try to follow up, gets rooted up. Nothing much R5 can look for at the very moment. Toads is trying to equal out with Tanzo's pressure at the very moment, but R5 have so much damage and aggression at the very moment, and how far behind Cetra is, not much they can do.
Yeah, and this is, you know, this Fiora pick, Tanzo on the Fiora is doing what I said it could do. If he gets ahead, it's impossible to 1v1 him. And you saw Kessler, he just got ran down by Tanzo. We see the charm land on the Mango. Mango taking a lot of damage. Tanzo is going to be here. Nice rip-outs, and that's going to be a kill onto Mango. It's going to go over to Tanzo, but Kessler going to package over the red buff pit. Excuse me. Scrim taking a lot of burn damage there. Nice catch out by Recon 5. They could look for more. Dylan is trying to at least. But like I said, this Fiora, I mean, all Tanzo has to really do is just continue to push. He still has the teleport. And if Kessler or Toads tries to answer him, he just kills him.
Yeah, Tanzo playing super well in this game and is able to get himself more kills across the game. Being that split push champion, like you said, can definitely be a hurt for Cetra Gaming as they try to get back into the game slowly but surely. Ocean Dragon is going to be the next one up. Vayne is trying to get herself more CS and gold to get the items that she needs for the later end of this game. But that means they're going to have to give away this dragon for free.
Yeah, this dragon is not looking to go over to Cetra, but it looks like Scrim has found Toads, forcing the flash out of him already. Not even taking a chance. And now Paradox looking for Mango. It's bad when a support makes you flash. It just feels bad when you have to flash due to a support being there. With no vision on anyone else. They're going to take that tier 2. Meanwhile, the tier 1 on the top side did fall. Cetra Gaming getting themselves a little bit more gold.
Yeah, now Rex is going to be able to take this dragon for himself and for Recon 5. The rest of them don't have to worry about helping him out, as Cetra Gaming is stuck back in their base at the moment, and they may look to go for this Baron pretty soon, clearing out vision, gaining more control of it for themselves.
It's taken Titan a long time for this dragon, though. I mean, you would think that if somebody else was there, it would have been... It definitely would have went 2 or 3 times as fast as it did. If Paradox or Tanzo would have made their way down, they could have probably just rotated up to the Baron pit, got themselves a nice pick onto either Mango or Beast, and then just went straight to the Baron. Tanzo still sitting in the bot lane. Beast, he's looking for a cocoon. He's going to be able to get it. Do they have the damage? Scrim looking for the hook. Paradox is actually going forward. Unbreakable's going to use Mango. He actually uses stand behind me to get forward. Throws out the Winter's Bite. Paradox just having to back away. But he... Paradox being very confident here. Dashing forward. Sindillion. He actually was caught out. Mango, he's going to drop the ward. Nice charm. He's going to land by Sindillion. Mango already half health.
Yeah, now the rest of R5 pushing on in the jungle. It just seems one after the other. all they need to do is just keep Cetra Gaming away as they slowly gain control of the topside jungle, the top lane, and the mid lane right now. And there's nothing Cetra can do because every time they try to put vision down, it gets taken away. So they're going to have to push on forward very soon, but now all members of Cetra have been spotted out, and Recon 5 knows where they are, and they know they can burst down this Baron.
Yeah, they're going for it. Beast might be looking to make his way up. Scrim, he does have the hook if it's going to be needed. The drop of ward down there. Can K-Man do it? The repel's going to come out. They're stopping the Baron, though. They're not going to let him get in the pit. Beast does have the flash. He's not going to be able to steal it because Fisher wasn't enough. Now Beast is going to be taken down. Death from below is going to connect to 1. And Recon 5 have themselves a Baron. They got themselves a kill, and now they're going to be looking to push after a reset.
Nicely done there by R5, being able to hold off on the Baron until K-Man comes back down, and then being able to outsmite K-Man when he flashes over the wall. R5 now have all 5 members with that Baron buff. Viewer's going to be in a side lane while the rest of 4 members of R5 pushing out one lane together. And this is looking slimmer and slimmer for Cetra I'm all over the place. Cetra Gaming here. Excuse
It's
me.
all right.
I'm losing my voice from yesterday, man. I'm all over the place.
Tell me, when's the last time you saw someone purchase a Ravenous Hydra? Like, really? Like, Ravenous Hydra. When is the last time you really see that? Because you usually just see Titanic every single time.
Yeah, definitely something that's more prominent these days, but Ravenous Hydra is definitely a good item either way for this Fiora. Rest of R5 gonna place themselves in the mid lane while Tanzo sits up in the top lane, keeping the pressure up with these super minions. Cetra Gaming just trying to hold on. Kessler does have the package on the bottom side, may try to look for something to cut them off. Scrim is looking for a hook, but they are all too far away for anything. It almost got there for them, but Tanzo now gets a little bit of damage on the Toads, keeping that pressure up.
Nice
Hopefully
knockout.
R5 can look for something, but Cetra Gaming splitting themselves up.
Yeah, the Baron's too much. The Mango gets hooked back. Stand behind me, going to be used. Now we see the package come out from Kessler, trying to get him away from the inhibitor. Not going to last long, though. One hook or charm is all it's going to take. Toads, he's going to be pulled back. He was trying to forge something up. He's going to be charmed up. We see Mango. He goes into Glitch Fish. Goes back. But Tazo gets it. The Grand Challenge is going to be completed. Now he's going to the backside. Beast is going to repel up. We see Titan go under the tower. Mango is now going to be taken away. K-Beast, he's going to be taken out as well. That's going to be 4 members going to be going down with Indigo falling next. Yes! He finally does go down. So that's 4 members of Cetra gone, and that should be game. Tanzo going to back and then just TP right back into the mid lane. Kessler's the only man left. He does have that blue buff. Oh my god, he's able to kill Cedillion. Now Tanzo's going to go in. He's going to have a lot of damage. Does he have what it takes? No. Kessler's able to Valkyrie into the pit. He has red buff on himself now. He's going to use Phosphorus Bomb if he can. Parax going to do a forward. Parax might actually just pick this one up. And game 2 is going to go over to Recon 5. Recon 5. Take game 2.
Yeah, very well played there in the end for Recon 5 being able to take this second game for them, making this go into a game 3. Hopefully we'll see Cetra Gaming come back with what they had in game 1, but this is the team that we've seen for all of the Champions League. R5 finally showing up once again, making themselves known and bringing us into the game 3 situation. I'm very excited on how this is going to play out.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get an intermission this time either. Seems like they're definitely ready to go, and I don't blame them. It's getting later in the night for some people. 22:20 for me here at Central, in the Central time zone. So if you're Eastern, you're at that 2300 mark, getting close to midnight. You? Could ask them real quick. Oops. Get a confirmation that the team's ready, because I'm ready to go. I mean, I'm ready to just continue this. I'm definitely ready. I kind of want to relax a little bit before I go to bed. Gonna go for a while. No, not for like a while, but you know what I mean. I gotta get more Baldur's Gate in. I gotta get more of my Baldur's Gate in, so I need at least a couple hours to play. Are we good to go? Are you good to go? All night.
I'm good to go. I think we're trying to get Recon 5 and Cetra Gaming, the rest of the members, into this next game. But it does seem like they're deciding on whether or not they want to do a break. But I think, like you said, we're not going to go into a break here. Pro Draft is going to be up very soon. Both teams just still making their way into the custom match.
Yep, and it looks like Cetra Gaming, they're going to take blue side. Although Recon 5, I guess Recon 5 is going to take red side. Recon 5 did win game 2 faster than Cetra won game 1. So, yes. All right, well, maybe not. Maybe the sides are going to change. Pro Draft is pre-made. Well, not pre-made, but it was made. And it looks like... Oh, never mind. They are sticking to that. So Cetra will be on blue. Recon 5 going to stay to that red side. Why do you think Recon 5 want red side? They lost their red side match this series. Oh, never mind. Coach says blue. So blue side it is. Which
All right.
I think it makes sense, right? Recon 5, they lost their first game, which they were on red side, and they won the second game very dominantly, mind you, on the blue side. So I think it definitely makes sense for them to get the blue side. That allows that does allow that first pick priority, since they are lacking a single ban. And with this Fjord doing very, very well, if the Aurelia is left up, that's something they could flex mid and top. Maybe they'll be able to get themselves Solution banned away. I mean, there's so many different possibilities, honestly, that there's no telling what's going to happen, right? Because the bigger thing we see with these type of leagues, these type of things, is you see a lot of priority picks and priority bans. Riven, always banned out against Recon 5. You will almost never see Riven in a pro scene, I guess you could say. So you could definitely tell that these comfort picks are huge. And like we said, Paradox, very comfortable in that Lucian. Grim, very comfortable on an aggressive bot laner like a Pike or a Thresh. Tanzo, obviously, his Riven is going to be gone. Did very, very well on that Fiora. So if it's not banned away, it would be kind of surprising.
Yeah, and with the last picking ban phase that we had, there was the banned Lee Sin, Urgot from Recon 5. We saw in game 1 how well the Beast was able to play Lee Sin in the jungle. Urgot definitely just a consistent ban. Sejuani also being taken away. Sejuani with the buff is definitely a lot stronger here in the Champions League. Something that Cetra keeps unbanning is that Riven, making sure Tanzo is not allowed to have it. They took away the Morgana from themselves from the first game. So I'm interested in seeing if Mango is going to want to go on that Morgana again this time, because he was really strong on it. Cetra took away the Aurelia, the Orianna, very focused on getting Tanzo and Sandillion away from their more comfortable champions. But even then, Fiora already did really well last game, so you never know.
Yeah, and like you said, the Morgana for Cetra was super strong, but they banned it last game. And, this is another thing that Recon 5 could look forward to as well, is that since they're taking blue side yet again, Cetra could be compelled or forced to ban that Morgana to make sure it doesn't fall into Recon's hands, which gives them, kind of equalizes their loss of a ban in some regard. Because even if Recon 5 don't plan on taking the Morgana is too strong to just let it just go by without worry.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know how I really felt about that Ornn being grabbed early on. He doesn't seem like the greatest top laner at the moment. I felt like Sion could have been something if they wanted to go for a tank earlier on, or just maybe decide to grab their jungler earlier in the stage of the game, because Rek'Sai was grabbed third. They still had a chance to counterpick it in that counterpick in the third part of the draft. But they decided to go with the Corki instead. Ornn was grabbed, and Recon 5 wisely grabbing the Fiora for themselves, a champion that does very well against Ornn, and with the buffs is able to just dominate it. Tanzo playing very well in it, so I got to give him credit on that. And the rest of Recon 5 playing super well in Game 2, and Cetra Gaming just got to try to hopefully get the champs that they're comfortable with. And, I want to see Mango back on this Morgana.
Yeah, if Mango could get back on the Morgana, I definitely think Cetra have a really good chance of winning Game 3. He had such good bindings on that champion. I mean, it was like watching Phoenix main from Fruition. Honestly, you couldn't tell the two apart with how accurate that player was. But we're gonna see the Lee Sin gonna be taken away. Urgot's obviously gonna be banned. We got the Aurelia and Riven being taken away by Cetra. The third ban by Recon and Cetra is very crucial right now because Recon have to either force the Morgana to be banned away from Cetra, or they're gonna have. Well, they banned it themselves. So Recon 5, like I said, they probably weren't planning on playing it. But they would have, so what they do is they take blue side and they force Cetra to use a ban on that champion. But since Recon, like I said, Recon 5, they're not planning on playing it, so they weren't confident that Cetra were just going to ban it away. So they took it out themselves. But Taric is going to be banned away by Cetra Gaming. Do you think this is to stop the Sona Taric, or do you think this is just because they don't want Taric in the Taric on scrim? But that means Zoe. Zoe got through.
Yeah, Cetra Gaming decided to not ban out the Zoe in the first 3 bans here. Usually they would go with the Riven, Zoe, and then something else. But they decided to go with Riven, Aurelia, Taric here. And, I will say that Taric is definitely focused more on the fact that Scrim plays Taric well. Not that Scrim and Paradox are going to go for that Sona Taric bot lane. It's just more of a comfort pick for him. He's definitely been strong on it. And if you want to play Braum, want to take away that Taric.
Yep, there you go, Cetra. They get themselves the Braum Lucian in the bot lane. Again, like I said, it's a very strong combo. We haven't seen it being prioritized as much as, 2, 3, 4 months ago. Recon 5, they're going to go back with the Pyke. I think Grim had a very good showing on it, but what carry are they going to bring? Because, Caitlyn would do fairly well. Maybe, I don't want to say the Jinx, but the Sejuani gonna be picked up by Recon 5. That's another strong pick, like you've noted a couple times now. Sejuani has been buffed quite a bit in this last patch, making her even stronger than before. But she was already really strong, so it's odd that they buffed her yet again. Now Cetra, they're going to lock themselves in that Orianna. It's looking like it. They got a couple seconds left. Yes, it's going to be locked in. So Orianna is going to be played by Kessler in the mid lane. Getting away from that Corki pick. I don't think he's done bad on the champion whatsoever. It's just last game was really rough. And Sindelian being on this Zoe makes it even harder for that Corki to play aggressive.
Yeah, now Cetra Gaming are showing off the Ezreal as a possible ban, and they're going to take that away from Recon 5. They want to take away these 80 carries as there are a couple left for them possibly to grab. Lucian has been taken away by Cetra. Ezreal is now the other one left. And you did just say Caitlyn is something that's still open, but we may see something that's more of like the Tristana and, like you said, the Jinx pick here to go with that Pyke. But I'm not fully sure what Recon 5 is going to want to do here for their first pick and also their next ban. Cetra Gaming is going to focus on getting Paradox down with the Ezreal and Kai'Sa bans down. And Recon 5 could look to ban out another jungler. Hecarim is still an open champion, so there is a chance that they ban out the Hecarim, making sure that the K-Man or Toads is not allowed to have that for himself, unless Recon 5 want to give it to Tanzo.
They can't ban. They can't.
Oh, that's right. They cannot ban.
Yeah, they can't ban. They have to give this ban up. But that leaves the bigger question now is what is Paradox going to play? Because like we both know is he's better on these early aggressive champions like the Lucian. He played very, very well. The Jinx, he seemed to struggle. Having to wait for that farm. and not being able just to play super aggressive in the bot lane seemed to hurt him a little bit. Oh, I really don't know what they're gonna do for Recon 5. Tristana is kind of an aggressive champion. She can play fairly aggressive. She does a bit of damage early on without having to have any items, or any major items, I should say. But Cetra, they're gonna get themselves that Rek'Sai this time.
Yeah, Rek'Sai being a pretty strong force, but now Recon 5 with that Ashe. Sejuani and Ashe do very well together, something that is a very comfortable pick for many. So I'm not surprised they're going to decide to go with this one. Last pick that they have is for their top laner, Tanzo. Still has something left. They could look for an Aatrox pick up in the top lane. They also could look for the Fiora once again, but now they're going to lock in the Jax.
Ooh, Tanzo and the Jax. That should be interesting. And the Ashe is a really good pickup. Like I noted or stated before the series started, was, if Lucian's picked up, one of the champions we've seen have great success into that champion has been the Ashe. Lucian dashes in, tries to get a bunch of bursts, but Ashe just fires back with a volley, gets her charges, and just starts firing away with the rapid fire. And there's nothing Lucian does. He either loses out on the trade, or he equals or loses out on the trade.
Yeah,
we are both just all messed up with our words tonight. I'm mixing myself up so bad.
It happens here, but now both teams are going to get themselves started in the client. But what are I'm not sure if you were talking about the top lane matchup. Jax and Gnar are now going to be going up against each other. Tanzo and Toads. Tanzo is going to be on the Jax, while Toads is going to be on that Gnar. I personally think this is definitely a comfortable matchup for Toads. Gnar can stay at a comfortable distance, be able to CS without having a problem, and also can put out a fair amount of damage while setting up a nice team fight, which Cetra seems to be going for. You have the Orianna, you have the Lucian Braum combination, and then you also have Rek'Sai for that little bit of early aggressive jungling.
Yeah, the Rek'Sai should be very aggressive early on. I'm looking to see, they should have a lot of good plays for Recon 5 though. I mean, if you look at their team comp, they have so much engage. It is unrealistic. They have so much engage. They have the Glacial Prison. They have the Ashe Arrow. They have the Pike Bone Spear. They have the Zoe Sleepy Bubble. I mean, they have so much engage on Cetra. And even if Braum is in the way with Unbreakable, you just kill Braum right then and there. It doesn't matter. But I mean, they have so many follow-ups. Again, you have so many ways to follow up. I think if Recon 5 get ahead early on, it's going to be another just a steamroll over Cetra. I think they have the aggressive comp that they like to play. Tanzo is on a self-sufficient champion in the Jax. The same scenario. If he gets ahead, he gets a kill or two under his belt, and he's out farming Toads on the Gnar. He could just sit in lane, and it's very, very hard for Toads to fight him, because Jax or Tanzo will just jump on top of him and just keep hitting him until he dies.
Yeah, I do definitely have to give favor for Cetra in this game. The way their composition is looking, they have the aggressive play from Lucian and Rek'Sai, but they also have the late game team fight oriented composition. Definitely something that will be stronger for them, but you also have to think Recon 5 with Scrim on that Pike once again was able just to dominate the last game and help as Lucian get ahead. Now he doesn't have Lucian with him, he has Ashe this time, but I feel like with how Scrim has been playing, he should be able to get his Ashe ahead and be able to get the lead that they need to slowly snowball at this game.
Yeah, and even though Paradox is on the Ashe, if Scrim gets a pull, if he gets a nice hook, and he pulls, more than likely it would be Mango. If he pulls Mango back, it's hard for them to get away, right? Because if you just start autoing with Ashe, it slows your run speed down. So it's still, I think, a very decent combo. But if it goes into an all-out fight, a 2v2 in the bot lane, Cetra should have it early on. Should, but you never know.
Yeah, and Sejuani does really well with melee champs, and she's got two of them with her, Pike and Jax. definitely something that will help her out. Sejuani could be playing around the top side early on, like she did in that Aatrox game, but there is a chance that Recon 5 decides that they want to prioritize maybe the mid or bot lane this game, as they do have Zoe and Ashe as their carries there, and Jax won't have too much of an issue against Gnar, but it will be more of just that kind of back and forth lane that you and I were talking about. So we'll see how that plays out for Recon 5, and with how Recon 5 was playing in Game 2 and Cetra was playing in Game 1, if both teams can show up in the way that they did in this in each individual game, it will make for an interesting Game 3.
Oh yeah, if we can see best of both, then it should be good. But again, I mean, I still think Game 1, I honestly believe Game 1 was kind of a fluke in a way. Like I said, Recon 5, they just didn't look like themselves. Now, I'm not saying Cetra played bad. They played very well. They had good objectives. They took the really good fights, you know, and they made great picks. Mango on that Morgana was landing the best of the best binds in the game. But I mean, Recon 5, like we both stated, they're a much stronger team, and they showed it last game. So I think Game 1, while such a game played well, I think it was more of just a fluke for Recon. It was just one of those games where everything you're doing just goes wrong, and we've all had those. We've all had them.
Yeah, for sure. Now we have 3 minutes left until the spectators delay will allow us in this Game 3 of this series. In chat, who do you think is going to be able to take this home? You think Recon 5 are going to take this home and place themselves in first place of the Champions League, or is Cetra Gaming going to be able to take down Recon 5 like Lakeside Gaming was able to take down Fruition last night?
Looking at the comps, I'm going to give it to Recon 5. I think they have a really strong comp. They're definitely playing to their strengths, and Dillian back on that Zoe's shown time and time again. He's really consistently good on. Tanzo's on his style of champion in the top lane, a self-sufficient, you know, split pusher for the most part, sort of. But you know, he's on a champion that if he gets ahead, it's just 1 or 2 kills, you know, just that's it, and he's unstoppable. And then you got in the bot lane, you got Paradox and Scrim on their early game champions that, well, Ashe can trade very well, especially into an Illusion. So I think that the Recon 5, they're all set up the way they need to be set up.
All right, with that being said, 1 minute, 30 seconds left in this game. Taking a look at the bot lane, you do have the Pyke, Ashe on one side, Lucian Braum on the other. Both can play pretty aggressive, but who do you think is going to be able to take this one home? Because like we saw in Game 1, Mango did really well on that Morgana. Then in Game 2, Scrim was playing really well on the Pyke. And you know, out of these two supports, kind of want to see that same scenario again, and they did show that they are very consistent in what they do. So out of the bot lane duo, do you think that Ashe and Pyke will be able to hold up their own in the bot lane, or do you think Lucian and Braum will just use that combo to their advantage?
I definitely think Ashe and Pyke will be fine. Again, reiterating, every time we've seen Lucian go into the Ashe, the Lucian loses. Because if he tries to dash in or tries to get damage, tries to put down his damage, his burst, we see Ashe trade back. And what does Lucian do? He goes in, he gets damage, and he walks away. Right? Because 9 times out of 10, you have to just back off because it's too much. What we've seen is Ashe just fires back, and she puts more damage out, because once your burst is done, that's kind of it in a lot of ways. So it's never, we've seen it work more in favor of Ashe than we've seen Lucian's when it comes to that pairing or that matchup. But spectator delay is done. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Recon 5, Cetra Gaming. Recon 5 have a chance to be the undisputed first place team of the Nightfall Champions League, and they will be on the blue side yet again. Tanzo is going to be on that Jax in the top lane. Titan on that Sejuani in the jungle. Zendilion is going to be on that Zoe in the mid lane. Paradox and Scrim on that Ashe and Pyke in the bot side. But on the right side of the map is going to be Cetra Gaming with Toads on that Gnar in the top lane. The K-Man is a beast on the Rek'Sai in the jungle. Kessler on that Orianna in the mid lane. And Indigo and Mango on the Lucian Braum on the bot side.
Now we should be loading into game 3 here.
Make sure I don't pause it this time, unsuspected somehow. I still can't believe that happened. I have no idea how that happened.
Couple of pings coming out from Recon 5 right now. They're just deciding to focus on maybe looking for something on the top side, but right now it does look like the signal for ward pings. They want to make sure that the enemy doesn't try to invade them. They do have a little bit of an advantage with scrim, but both sides right now are going to set themselves 5 men across the map at the very moment. And you know, with Zoe in the mid lane instead of the jungler, if the jungler does get spotted out, there's a higher chance of knowing where Titan is going to be starting. But by the way it looks, it just seems like both sides are just going to stand here and wait.
Looks like there's no dancing allowed. Beast wants a band for the dance in the mid lane. Or maybe they're from the volley from Paradox.
Minions have spawned.
This demon's calling you out. You crossed the wrong.
Scrim and Indigo just going to dance back and forth with each other. Scrim's looking for a hook. Gonna throw it on backwards. Show some respect to Mango and Indigo at the moment. But now both junglers going to start at their red buff here. Mango tries to throw out a Q, but does miss. And with both junglers starting at the red buff here, it does have an advantage for Titan, as Titan could look for a possible level 1 gank on the Indigo and Mango here, or level 2 gank on the Indigo and Mango here, as they do have the combo from Pyke and Sejuani to increase her passive while also having really good crowd control from Titan. Rek'Sai, however, making his way down to the bot lane here as the Scuttle is about to spawn. He's just going to go from red to Scuttle to make sure Sejuani's not going to be able to take it. And it definitely is a smart move for him so that he can take both Scuttles for himself.
Yeah. It's a really good move by Beast. He's actually looking in the enemy jungle. Meanwhile, they have a fight in the bot lane. Paradox, he has 3 stacks of the blows on him. Can they do it? But Mango's in a little bit of trouble. Stand behind him. He's going to use Indigo going forward. Being shot down, though. Scrim. No ignites used, surprisingly. We do see the flash was used by Paradox to get out alive. Look for a hook. Not going to land. Hanzo looking for the fight on Toads. He's going to jump forward. Gets the counter-strike off. He gets the stun down. Now Toads is mini-nar for him, but does he have what it takes? He's got the passive. That's a lot of damage. Hanzo has to be careful. Does have his corrupting potion ticking down. And the hook. Going to land on a creep. Again, an invade by Beast. It looks like he's going to steal Titan's blue buff. This is very, very bad for Recon 5 now. So that's double Scuttle and blue buff taken away. Or going over to Cetra. Hook does land on Mango, but Indigo's going to go forward. The Cups blows is there. He's not going to be stunned up. All it took was one more auto. Now Paradox firing back. Fire at will. And this is the kind of lane that Recon 5 like. They like to be able to trade like this. You would not be able to do this any other way. Scrim, he's in a little bit of trouble. He does get hit by the Winter's Bite. Going to be able to dash away, though. And the Gromp is taken away by Beast as well. Oh, man.
And both sides going to possibly look for something here. The K-Man is in the mid lane. Cleanse was used by Sandillion. Bubble does land.
Yep, he gets knocked up and flash forward. Sandillion trying to get out of there. He did get a barrier.
Uses the K-Man's flash to get away there. Scrim now getting some vision out into the river for his team. Toads is about to get full rage there, and Sejuani's making her way down over to the bot lane. Could look for a possible gank pretty soon. Yes, they want to look for something. Indigo's now in.
Yeah, he dashed forward. Stand behind him. He's going to be used. There's the Unbreakable. The stun does come up. The Ignite's down on Mango. We see the heal from Paradox. They're looking for where the stun is there. They're going to get first blood. It's going to go over to Scrim. Now they're going to look for Indigo. The Chilling Smite's going to be used. He is going to be able to dash away, though. And good fight coming out of Recon 5. Ash, not a champion you expect to trade back so well into a Lucian, but it seems to work. Now it looks like Titan's trying to get some revenge, trying to get himself a buff at least. He had his blue taken. Now they're going to look for Beast. Beast smites the buff to get some health back. He's going to be able to go away. Scrim flashes forward for the hook, misses. Now we see Indigo is here. Sindilion's making his way down. Got a Paddle Star coming in. It's not going to happen. The Blast Cone was hit by Kessler. Now Titan might be in a big amount of trouble. They're going to be able to get custom blows down, and Titan is going to fall. Who's going to get the kill? Indigo is going to be rewarded with that one. Way too aggressive. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Tanzo taken down to about a fifth of his health. Toads might be looking for the tower dive. He's trying to get Meganar so he gets stun him up at least. Tanzo has to be careful. Does have the ability of a counter strike at least. Meganar is almost there. Toads might actually just look for level 6. If he gets this, he could just jump on in. Not gonna happen though. Tanzo is gonna be able to back and teleport back to lane. There it is. Now Toads, he's looking for the fight. He's smashing the wall. There's the second stun coming out. The counter strike not gonna be enough. Tanzo already has to back off. He's taking too much damage. Looks like Toads is just gonna go into the tower. He's looking for the fight. Tanzo gets back to lane and already at a quarter of his health.
Nicely done there by Toads. And now in the mid lane, Sindillion taking some damage. Kessler uses up just every single part of his mana for that ultimate there onto Sindillion, hoping to push the wave out so then he can back here. But up in the top lane, I gotta give it to Toads there. He knows that he wants to back pretty soon, so he's gonna put the damage out on Tanzo, forcing him back. Then he can use the teleport to get back into the lane, and now Tanzo, because he used the teleport, was back down on HP, has to back here, reset, and lose some CS.
Yeah, Tanzo's not having a good time into this Gnar whatsoever, and this is what you don't want to happen. Nice pull onto Mango, but Toads, he's gonna be looking for that Black Cleaver, and it's so hard to fight into a Gnar. That mini Gnar is so frustrating at a lot of points, and then once he's able to turn Mega, if you're low on health and you're not careful, he's just going to kill you. I mean, he does a lot of damage. And Tanzo is on this Jax. He's down 20 plus CS at the moment. He had a back. He's just losing more and more.
Mountain Dragon is up. There is a chance for either side to look for this. If Cetra Gaming or R5 pick up this Mountain Dragon, it will definitely be a significant lead for either side, but right now it's looking better for R5, as they should be able to be more aggressive with the way their composition works right now. Scrim's looking for a hook, does hit on Mango.
Yeah, Mango does unbreakable up. He goes forward, the Ignite's going to be down. This will be another kill going over to Scrim.
Very well played there by Scrim, helping get his team another kill. It does go on to him, but you're playing Pyke, you're playing that assassin support. Doesn't matter, at least in the early part of this game, and Ash is ahead in CS, so not too much to worry about. The K-Man Beast is on the opposite side of the top side jungle here. He wants to see if the blue buff's going to come up very soon, and yes, he does. He's going to be able to clear out the ward, and now Titan realizes that the K-Man is on the top side of the map. They're going to be able to get this Mountain Dragon for free with no problem.
Yep, and Tanzo, he's going to be looking to build that Tiamat so he can clear this wave a lot faster to kind of keep off the pressure of Toads. He might go mid. Scrim going to be seen by a control ward. K-Man is topside. Not going to look for a gank. That was interesting. But it looks like Tanzo, he's going to go forward. He's looking for the fight. Toads back into mini Gnar form. East is waiting.
Cetra Gaming, ooh.
East is waiting. He's waiting on the backside of this tier 1 tower in the mid. He's looking for it. He might be waiting a little too long to try to make a play, though. Sindillion still going forward. Has his own flash. Battlestar's out. Kessler going to take some damage. He's still waiting. Now he's going to go and he's looking for the fight, but we do see Titans in the mid lane. He is level 6 out of that Glacial Prison. He's going to throw it. It's going to miss, but there's the Secret Trouble. Oh my god, Beast is in a lot of trouble with Ignite. The Shockwave on a 2, but it's not going to be enough. Sindillion is able to kill him. Beast. Arrow is going to go a little wide. He goes forward. Oh my lord. Almost gets the kill onto Kessler. Flash and cleanse going to be used. That was a
nice
lot
cleanse
of
there. That was a really good cleanse there, taking away that ignite. But like you were just about to say, very well played there by R5.
Yeah. Now Toads, he flashed forward. He's looking for Tanzo. That might have been a rough flash. Had that Meganar coming up. Flash not gonna be effective, and now a waste. But Tanzo, he's not able to sit in this lane whatsoever. He's 30 CS down now. Going for the ninjas. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Just going to say that the vision control right now for Cetra Gaming on the bot side looking... Or, excuse me, not Cetra Gaming. For R5, I got them mixed up there. Looking good for them. The dragon was just picked up by them, so that... Still why they have the vision there, but Herald is up and running, so there is a high chance that R5 decide to look for that. Rek'Sai is sitting in this brush, could be really dangerous for Scrim.
Yep. Could be, but not Scrim on that Pike, able to dash away. Oh, Pike's so frustrating. So frustrating. But we still see a nice little lead for Paradox in as far as CS goes in this bot lane. Has the finished piece of that recurve bow. And Kessler taking a lot of damage. Doesn't get hit by a sleepy bubble. And this is something I'd never understood. Like, the Zoe always has the Hextech GOP and stuff. Like, always. I've seen the Proto Belt and the GOP on this champion so many times, like pre-10 minutes, pre-15 minutes. It is ridiculous. But we do see a little bit of a skirmish. Scrim, he's level 6. Death from below is available. Paradox does have the arrow. Going to pull back Mango. Mango's taking a lot of damage. Gets the winner's bite down. Calling's going to be used. But now Tanzo, he's looking for Toads on the top side. Taking a bit of damage. Toads halfway to Gnar. But Titan, he is there. Glacier Prince is going to go wide. Nice dodge by Toads. But is it going to be enough? He's going to be stunned up. Tanzo is going to be able to get himself a kill. And that's going to relieve a lot of pressure on him in this top lane. For now.
Yeah, Tanzo and Titan will be able to push out that top lane turret. Toads does not have his teleport for another 20 seconds here. They'll be able to get a couple of plates for themselves. Now, Rek'Sai is on the bot side of the map, clearing out Titan's jungle, but because Titan was able to successfully gank this top lane, it's going to definitely hurt Cetra Gaming, and Scrim might just walk right into Rek'Sai here.
It could. They do have a nice control ward down there, but it looks like Recon 5, they're actually going to be able to get this tier 1 in the top right now. No TP for Toads. It's actually about to come up in a little bit. Sleepy Bubble does land onto Kessler, but we got 3 members mid. Beast and Mango made their way up, and Sendin's going to be able to get away just fine. Recon 5, they have themselves the tier 1, 12 minutes in. That's all 5 plates, too. That's really good for Tanzo right now. There it is, that Tiamat and the Sheen. Looks like we're going to see a hook. It's going to land by Scrim, but he already dashed. Nice, Arrow's going to come out. They're going to look for the kill. Do they have the damage? Ignite's going to flash away. Now they're looking for more double flashes. Death from below is not going to be enough. Indigo did heal up. Now Scrim's going to be ignited. He might just die. The heal came out. Paradox is able to get the kill, but the tower is going to be the kill. Meanwhile, flash from Mango, but Kessler is able to pick it up from the river. And that was a...
Nicely done that, but...
TP was used by Toads.
Yeah, the TP was used, and Tanzo can push out this mid lane. Titan tried to get something out from K-Man's jungle. He might actually... Yes, he
steals it!
Did he? Yeah, he stole it.
Yeah, he stole it. Titan stole the red buff from K-Man. Exactly what he needed. Now Toads, he's in the mid lane. There's the Proto Belt being used by Sindillion. But they're still going forward. Toads, he's almost has Mega Gnar. He's trying to stack it up. We see this stand behind me being used. Winner's Bite's going to miss, but knock up on Sindillion. Sindillion's going to be taken down. Toads still going forward, looking for Tanzo. He's going to miss the boomerang, so he doesn't get the slow. Now Scrim, he's going to look for the hook. He's going to be able to land on Toads. He's under tower. They're going to look for the counter strike. It's going to land. He's stunned up. Glitch Prince is going to stun up even more. He's going to get a nice ultimate, but it's not going to matter. We see the ball come in, not going to do anything. So it's a kill for a kill at the moment.
Yeah, now Scrim putting himself in almost a dangerous position there. And the rest of R5 now pinging this Baron out. They want to look to possibly gain control of it or even go for it pretty soon. They do have a Mountain Drake, which will help them get this Baron earlier on in the game.
Rift.
But now because the rest of R5 are on the top side of the map, Cetra Gaming decided to pull the trigger and get this dragon for themselves. That is going to be a free Windrake. And now, oh, excuse me, not the Baron, but the Herald.
Yeah, good play by Recon 5. They go straight for the Herald. And then a good counter play coming from Cetra, going straight for the dragon, knowing that they're up there. They had good vision in that topside river. But If you ask me, I think this this Rift Herald is much more profitable than the Windrake. At least
for sure.
right now. Now, the way it would be is if they drop it and get nothing.
Yeah, and especially if Titan is able to place that down in a lane that will help them get at least 1.5 turrets or maybe even 2 turrets. Because it can completely open up the map for them if they use the Herald correctly. A lot of the times these teams try to put the Herald in the mid lane so that they open up the map more for them and are allowed to go into the jungle. But now in the mid lane, Kessler's going to get slowed.
Yep. He's going to be exhausted up. Not going to have a stand behind him. He's going to use there's the Winter's Bite. Shockwave going to pull Scrim back. He might be in a lot of trouble. He is going to go down. We see the Ash Arrow comes in and gets a nice stun on the Mango. That's a good 5 seconds. But Mango's going to be able to get out of there just fine. Sindelian doesn't have the damage. And yet again, just a big misplay coming out of Recon 5. Scrim just walking up. Nice bubble does land, but Sindelian not going to be able to do much. Mango throws up the Unbreakable.
And now Lucian setting himself up on the top side, but this is dangerous for Sindelian.
Yeah, BC gets flashed on. There's even knocked up. He does flash away, but he's going to be taken out anyway. Kessler's for the kill. Glacier Prison did come out from Titan, but he's going to be able to dash over the wall to get away. Good pick off coming out of Cetra. And this is the game we wanted to see. This is a very close game, actually. Kessler,
Yeah,
he's found Paradox. Not going to be able to follow up. Shockwave was expended earlier.
Cetra playing this really well. Tanzo now going to set himself in the bot lane to equal out what Toads is doing, but I have to give credit to Kessler right now. He's 3-0-2. He's up about 30 CS and has a lot of damage to his name. Definitely something that is going to hurt R5 later on. Scrim getting a little too aggressive there in that fight, and then because he used the dash into the fight, he's not able to have any kind of escape. Kessler's able to pick up a free kill for himself, and the rest of Cetra Gaming just slowly going to get gold from these side lanes.
Yeah. Not if Tanzo's able to push, though. So it is a level down at the moment, surprisingly, after as much abuse that Tanzo had. Tanzo's 2-0 right now, though. But there it is. There's that Rift Herald drop in the mid lane. They're going to be able to get this tier 1. We'll have to see if Cetra is able to counter this push. And they're going to be able to get 1 tower without the Rift Herald taking any damage. So they should be able to get this tier 2. At least close. Mango's going to be pulled back, but he's going to be able to use his stand behind me to get away. Tanzo's at the blue buff. Toads is going to be making his way up. He is in Mega Nart form. Tanzo going to go forward. The arrow's going to go a little wide. Tanzo's still going to be able to get the stun off, though. He's going to throw him back. Flash away from Toads. Good use of it, but BC's here. They're going to look for the shockwave. Not going to happen. Flash away from Titan. Didn't have his dash. Just going to flash over the wall. And Recon 5 able to get out of there scot-free.
Yeah, now Sindelian gets a nice bubble onto the man beast. Oh my goodness.
God, he gets destroyed almost. Now Mango's in a little bit of trouble. We see Scream here. He's going to get the pull. Flash away. Mango's going to be able to get out with his life. Oof. Beast almost got annihilated by Sindelian.
Yeah, now the rest of R5 are pinging on the fact that they want to gain control of this Baron that's going to be coming up in a couple of minutes or so, and also the fact that they want to have this top lane pressured up because they have the turret advantage here in the top side of the map. Sindelian and Kessler just going at it in the mid lane. Sindelian definitely still strong for them in Titan now, going on to Kessler, but nothing else he could find there, as Indigo was there to scare him off.
Yeah. Recon 5, they're making a lot of aggressive plays, or they're trying to as well, and I like that. I like that they're trying to be proactive in the things that they're doing. Some of it's backfired, but I mean, overall though, they're doing very well for themselves. But now we're gonna see Paradox caught out and just annihilated. They knew that he would go down to that bot side for that farm, waited in the bush. Rip Paradox. Dragon is spawning right now, though. It is going to be a nice Infernal Drake, but it looks like they're going forward. They're looking for everyone. They're going to get a Boomerang down. There's Winter's Bite. Glacial Prison used in a very awkward spot. Beast is going to tunnel away, though, after getting the ball. Tanzo in the top lane, though. He's just pushing. He gets that tier 2. And this Infernal Drake should be started soon too. Then he's going to go forward. Mango is at about half health. There's no Glacial Prison. Titan did throw it out in a very odd manner. We see the heal that was stolen being used. Getting another one. Dragon started. They have no jungle though. Ash Arrow is coming in. Is it going to be able to stun anybody? They're looking for it. It's going to be stolen! It looks like Titan's able to get the smite. He's going to get him. Glitchfish is going to be there. Claw's going to come out. He's stunned up. Ignite. He's going to be taken out. There's a... Excuse me, the shockwave. Tanzo is in a lot of trouble. The counter strike's gonna be there. He gets over the wall, but is it gonna be enough to get away? He is with his life. Scrim, he's in a little bit of trouble. Tanzo has almost no health left. He has to be very careful. Indigo's going to go forward. He gets pulled in by Scrim. He's not going to be able to be stunned up. And what a steal coming away by Titan. TP was used by Tanzo to get in the fight as well.
Yeah, nicely done there by Titan, getting himself the dragon for his team. R5 slowly making their way in this game, snowballing forward. They do have a significant gold lead, about 2,000 gold at the very moment. They are down 2 kills, but at the moment it does not matter, because with R5 and how they're playing this, they do have control over this Baron.
They have control over the map for the most part. I mean, you just saw Tanzo was just split pushing away. Ooh, he's going to fight Mango and Indigo back before he can stop. And Tanzo's just going to go to tower. He needs one more auto. Not going to be able to find it. Oh, man. Mango barely lives. I think if Indigo would have stopped his back, they might have been able to get a kill onto Tanzo there.
Yeah, now Rek'Sai in a very bad position. They just spotted her out, and now they want to go for look for something. Scrim just jumped on over to see if she was going to be there. Now they know.
Yep, Beast is found. He's going to tunnel into the Baron pit. They're not going to be able to trigger the Baron, but you got Titan on the backside. Glacial Prison is available, but he's going to be slowed up by the by the ball.
Nicely done by the K-Man to get out of there. He uses the tunnel to get into the Baron pit and gets himself away. Could have been a very bad situation for Cetra Gaming. If he got taken down, they could go for this Baron. One thing that I will note that you said earlier, Tanzo doesn't have his teleport and Toads does, so this can be a game changer, but Tanzo's taking a lot of damage right now.
Yeah, he's being chased down by Toads. He doesn't have what it takes. He's going to jump over the wall. He has Mega Armors. He gets a boomerang out. He's going to slow Tanzo down. Can Tanzo get away? No! And Tanzo's going to be shut down. Uh-oh, Scrim's found out yet again. He's going to be hit twice. 2 stacks of Gust of Blows, but he's got Titan and Paradox nearby.
Rest of R5 looking for something, pushing out this mid lane. Titan's in a bad spot.
Yeah, he's being caught out. Sindelian is here, though. There's a nice bubble. Shockwave is going to be thrown, but Paradox able to flash away. He's getting so low. The Redemption not going to land. And Sindelian actually might be in trouble himself. The arrow's going to come out. He's going to be taken out by Beast. Now it looks like Beast might be able to control. Death from below is going to happen. Scrim's going to be able to dash away. That's going to be a 1-for-1. There's a Ghostfish coming out looking for Titan. He has 2 blows, 3 blows. He's going to be stunned up, and he's going to be taken out. Scrim gets the pull into Kessler, but it doesn't matter. Kessler's able to get the kill. Now Toads, he's in the mid lane. He's looking for Scrim. Can Scrim get out of this alive? Yes, he can. He's looking for the pull. He's going to pull Toads back in. He has the death from below. Going to get the stun off. Now Mango's stunned under tower. Going to take a tower shot. But Cetra Gaming, they're going to be able to get this tier 1 from the looks of it. Tanzo going to be coming up.
Yeah, they could look to fight here to try to hold off on this turret. Tanzo now making his way on in. Stuns up Mango.
Yep, Toads gets pulled back in. Tries to throw the ult out. Misses everybody. And they're still pressuring this tier 1. And they're not going to be able to get it.
Scrim now trying to turn around and look for something here. Puts the pressure with the Yomus, but it gets himself in a bad position. Has to dash away. Looking good for R5 at the moment, but Cetra Gaming there made it a little scary for R5, getting themselves a couple of kills up towards the top side of the map.
Do you think they could have just went for Baron instead of trying to push mid? I mean, they had Indigo, they had Beast, Toads, they had a lot of damage.
Yeah, but it's definitely have to be scared about the fact that Tanzo was coming up. You even just saw there under the turret that they were even worried about Tanzo and Scrim, just the 2 of them, so makes it more of a trouble for Cetra Gaming as they go to the Baron with Tanzo being up, so they're gonna have to make do with what they have and play patiently. Indigo has no mana here. Paradox gonna go back and forth, but I do agree they could go for the Baron there, but definitely gonna be a scary fight if they do.
Yeah. Weren't able to get that tier 1 though, unfortunately. So all towers still standing for Recon 5. That's a lot of gold to go into the pockets of Cetra players.
Next Dragon is coming up very soon. Ooh.
Scrim, he's going forward. They almost found Mango.
Tonzo doesn't have his teleport just yet. Toad still has his. And it looks like R5 is just going to wait on that teleport. They just want to keep the pressure throughout the game, or throughout the lanes, and keep control of this map. They're going to be able to take this dragon for free. And Titan trying to make his way on down. The K-Man making his way up. And it looks like R5 is going to get this dragon. And Cetra's going to try to trade for some vision here. Titan now spots out the Rek'Sai, and the arrow is going to go through.
Is it going to connect? Is the question. It does connect! Can Titan get there in time? It has the... Oh, wait. Maybe... Did it connect? I guess it did. I guess Glacial Prison and the arrow came out. But no
Yeah,
kills.
That's not able to get him. Wow.
Kind of questionable. Gotta love when a long shot arrow connects. Oh, Shockwave gonna come out from Kessler. He's gonna use the dissonance. Oh my lord. Sindillion in a lot of trouble with Mango. He's gonna try to flash out, but he gets stunned up. Unbreakable's there. Glacier Fish is going out. He's ignite. We see the TP coming in. Death from below is gonna be one. Toads is gonna be here. There is no Shockwave, but it doesn't matter. We see Beast gets in there. He gets the kill on Scrim. Now it's gonna be another one dead. That's Paradox gone. That's a double kill going over to Beast. Toads trying to jump the wall, but it failed. Tonzo's still in the mid lane trying to push, but that might just be barren for them. Titan doesn't have the Glacial Prison at the moment. And Sindillion's not even nearby. That's the smite available, but no flash for Titan. Toads actually chases down. Tonzo's found Toads. Have to do something. Can Titan get another beautiful steal yet again? That mid tier 2 did fall. They're waiting for it. Sindillion is on his way up. Do they have what it takes? Recon 5 they're looking for. Toads isn't making our form. He's going to look for the throwback. This might have been a little too early. He's going to get a double stun. And now they're going to look for the fight. You're going to see the stopwatch be used. Tonzo did flash out of the pit. And they're going to look for more. Now they're trying to get the Baron. But it doesn't matter. KB did smite it just to get some health back. But here's Sindillion. He's going to look for the damage. Doesn't matter. Mango is back here. Now Tonzo's looking for him. There's Gust Blow. He's looking for one. He's looking for the second. Can he get it? Mango actually might just die here. And Tonzo's going to be able to pick himself up a kill. But he see the arrow go fly far. Kessler did have to use the cleanse to get away alive. And that's going to be Baron. But Tonzo, he's coming on the backside. He can find him. Scrim's going to be here as well. He has the death from below almost off cooldown. Kessler forced to flash, but he's out of mana. Toads is the only one really he could do much. KB's has to try to get away. Tonzo trying to get forward if he can. Toad still throwing out the damage. Sindillion's forward. He gets the sleeping bubble down. Now Scrim's going to look for this. He doesn't have the death from below just yet. He's not going to be able to pick anyone off. And 4 members of Cetra are going to be able to get away with that Baron buff.
Yeah, now Paradox and Scrim making their way to the mid lane, going to try to take down this turret here. They do take down the turret. Indigo's going to get hit by the bubble, but it does not matter. The turret's still going to fall. Inhibitor is still up, and that Baron buff will definitely help them out here. If they didn't have that Baron buff, R5 could have looked for that inhib.
Yeah. It was almost disastrous for Cetra. They got the Baron, and all 4 members had real low health bars. Recon 5 just couldn't make it to them in time. Nice bubble lands on the Mango. Beast is there. Tonzo's in the bot lane. We have both Paradox and Titan making their way up. You're going to have to be careful. He's going to pull Toads in, but I don't know if that's the target you want to pull. Now they look for this tier 2 in the mid lane. Beast is on the outside, going to look for the knockups. Scrim looking for the hook. He's going to miss. But while this is happening in the mid lane, we see Tonzo's pushing. That's going to force Toads to back. And it's going to make it a 4v4. They get a hook onto Beast. They got a sleepy bubble onto Indigo. Paradox still has the arrow with the Glacial Prison available. They can look for more. They're going to look for the hook. It's going to be fine. K-Man's in a lot of trouble. He's going to use the stopwatch to stay alive for now. The Indigo is going to throw the calling out there. Unbreakable is up. Doesn't matter. He's asleep. Now they're going to look for more. The pool is going to look for somebody, but it's not going to hit. There's no mouse on.
Yeah, Tonzo couldn't make his way on over. Toads is going to have to deal with the wave, and the rest of Cetra Gaming is trying to back off. They realize that Tonzo's on the other side of the wall.
Yep, he's coming in. They do spot him, though, with the Rek'Sai. What is that? Like the Rek'Sai senses?
Rek'Sai's passive, the underground sense.
I didn't know what to call it off the top of my head. I guess it's just their senses. Very close game. 3,000 gold difference. Still in favor of Recon 5. Although they are down 5 kills. But they have a lot more towers.
Yeah, and when it comes to these team fights, you know, the key for Cetra Gaming at the moment is Kessler. Kessler dealing so much damage for his team right now. He's 6-0-5. He has a pretty significant lead against the Zoe at the moment. And honestly, that's what's keeping Cetra alive right now with the K-Man as the Beast. in these team fights, even though they're down a couple thousand gold.
Yeah, they've done so well. And actually, they're going to pull Tanzo over. He's going to have to ward hop across the dragon pit. Mountain Drake is the next dragon up. And it's going to be spawning in a little bit. Kessler is there. Nice distance. Scrim almost gets taken down. The shockwave was used. He might have just died.
A little bit of a skirmish back and forth. Ooh, nice damage on the Toads there. R5 trying to look for something. Tanzo still pushing out the mid lane wave.
Now, they do catch Mango with an arrow, and he's going to be stunned up, but it doesn't matter. Tanzo's looking for this inhib. He's going to be knocked up by Beast, but he's going to avoid the stun. Now, he's going to be able to get this inhib. Can he get out, though? He's going to be chased down. The rest of Cetra is making their way up, but this is a big win for Recon. He's going to have this counter-strike up. He's looking for it. He gets one. He's going to go after Indigo, but it does not matter. But that does give way for Recon 5 to get this dragon for free. Free inhib and free dragon at the cost of Tanzo's life. Definitely a win for Recon 5 there.
Yeah, now they have that mid lane pressure. The Baron should be coming up, going away for Cetra very soon, which means that R5 will have a better opportunity at pushing these waves out. I may have a bug on my screen showing the buffs still there, actually. I do. Yeah, because it's not doing anything to the minions.
Yeah, I have it too. And if you click on the character, they still have it. It shows it.
Well,
so, Hand of Baron permanently in the game now. It's a new patch. Once you kill Baron, you always have it, and you just increase the effectiveness of it. Don't do that, Riot, please. Don't ever do that. I mean, that would just be really bad. Although, it could be like a super slight buff.
Kessler definitely the player on the side of Cetra who is able to carry this game. He's the only one left, really, who can bring this back for Cetra at the moment. Indigo and the K-Man are going to slowly fall off in this game. As soon as Indigo gets himself the Infinity Edge, he will be able to contest a little bit in these fights. But yeah, if you think about it, the way Cetra Gaming picked out their team compositions this game, it was really focused on that early game. They did get the leads that they wanted, but now they're getting into the late game team fights, and you're losing your main sources of damage, which is that AD carry.
Yeah, but it looks like Sandoon's going to be caught out by the Beast, and oh my lord, the damage is going to come out, but he's going to be able to use the stopwatch. He's not going to get out of this one alive. Scrim did pull him back, but he's going to be stunned up. He actually went forward, and he gets stunned. He is saved for the moment, though. He'll be just fine. Baron is up, and they don't have a mid laner. And he's going to find Mango. Could they get the kill? They're going to go for it. They're going to look for this. We see the ball is coming in. Shockwave is going to get one, but it doesn't matter. It's not the target you want. Titan's going to be very healthy. Mango might just get taken out. The heal is going to be used by Paradox, or excuse me, Indigo. Now Titan's in a lot of trouble. He's going to be forced flash away and healed up by Paradox. Nice, good finisher, but it's not going to be enough. The calling still lands. Tanzo's here in the mid lane. Indigo's there. We see Toads TPing in, and they're going to look to push this fight. Now they're just going to go to Baron while the Super Minions push this mid lane. Baron being taken by Cetra Gaming. There's nothing that Recon can do except try to push mid. Tanzo, he's making his way down this mid lane, and the only person going back is going to be Mango, but he actually gets pulled by Scrim. That's going to stop one back. The arrow's going to come wide, and it's going to hit Kessler, so it stops his back for the moment as well. Tanzo, he's still looking to push this. Baron's going down very, very slow. Tanzo is on a base race. Kessler's still here. He's getting his back stopped yet again, and they're looking for more. There's one turret down at the Nexus. This could be it for Recon 5. Tanzo gets the second. He's looking for the Nexus. Now Mango's back alive, or he's back in the base, excuse me. Now they're going to look for it. And Recon 5 are going to be able to take this. Tanzo, the player of the game, rushes down mid while Baron was being taken, and Recon 5 are able to secure the win. And that makes them the undisputed team, or the undisputed first place team of the Nightfall Champions League.
What just happened?
All right, let's get a breakdown of this. This is exactly what just happened. Sandillion gets caught. Sandillion gets caught out. Cetra think Tanzo's in the bot lane. Sandillion gets caught out. Toads TPs. They think it's perfect time to go to Baron. Tanzo just goes straight down the mid with the super minions that were already at their front, the front step of their base. Recon 5 had 2 super minions at their base already, right outside their base when they started the Baron. Since Kessler was trying to back and Mango was trying to back, they didn't have a whole lot of damage on that Baron. The Baron was going down very, very slow. And good use of the arrow by Paradox, good stoppage by Scrim, stopping their backs. Mango was the only one to get back in time, and they were able to win the game with Tanzo just split pushing. Very good read by Recon 5. Very good read by Recon 5. But congratulations. They are the undisputed first place team now. There's no team above them.
Yeah, and we had 41 votes for Recon 5 in the end and 16 votes for Cetra Gaming. And Cetra Gaming definitely did show up to be a very strong team in this series. But with the communication, with the way they were able to decide on what they wanted to do, Tanzo was able to get the base down, kill the Nexus, and that's all that matters in the end. So very well played there by Recon 5. Hopefully see more of that going up in the next couple of weeks. But now Recon 5, like you said, is the first place team.
Yeah. Not something we expected wholeheartedly, but I mean, that definitely goes to show you there's a lot to expect in the coming weeks. I mean, we're a little over halfway through. Was it 8 weeks total of the regular split? So we got 3 more weeks to go. Lakeside took down Fruition, which we didn't think was going to happen. Recon 5 got beat badly by Cetra Gaming in the first match of the series. Anything can happen, and it's definitely going to be an exciting last 3 weeks and an exciting playoffs to come.
Yeah, for sure. And super exciting way to end off the night. Thank you all so much for watching. And, Geiken does this better than me, so I'm going to send it back off to him.
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Make sure to tune in next week. Maybe we can see some more upsets. But that is all we have for you tonight. Should be a good time. Maybe Fruition will get taken down again. They'll go down to 4-2. Maybe Recon 5 will stay undefeated through the rest of the Champions League up until Fruition Premier. That's definitely one hell of a match we're looking for. But like I said, that is it for us tonight. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for supporting the Nightfall League. Have a good night, everybody.